Tonight's WFA Pro Game of the Week is presented by our premier partners, A Nation and Pam Health. It's one of the premier rivalries of women's professional football. Tonight from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania and Mahalik Thompson Stadium, the WFA has their eyes on the Pittsburgh Passion, hosting their rivals, the DC Divas, as the rivalry is renewed. And welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Matt Forger, joined alongside Damon McDermott. And here we are again. It's Pittsburgh and D.C. And Damon, it is the best rivalry in women's professional football. I even heard that Morgan Wallen canceled his concert in Pittsburgh tonight. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But he wants to see this game, and so many across the WFA want to see this game between Pittsburgh and D.C. Pittsburgh got the best of the Divas in the first meeting earlier this season in our nation's capital, 17-14 on a walk-off field goal. How will the next chapter play out here tonight?
Well, what's so funny is usually the away team wins these matchups, and if you look at last year, the Divas won the second matchup against these teams, and then DC Divas won in the playoffs as well. So I'm a little biased. Obviously, we do these games, but I think this is the best rivalry because you never know. A lot of these games, you go, okay, this team's a little bit better than, but every single time, whoever loses that first matchup, they come with some adjustments, and they play two completely different styles, which we're about to jump into with our players of the game and stats. These two teams are completely different.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, in rivalries and fights, styles make fights, so do the players. And we're going to take a look at the players to watch, and we'll start with the DC Diva quarterback, one of the all-time greats in women's pro football, and Amanda Congialdi. She loves coming back to her home state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I think she really loves playing the Passion. I mean, the late-game heroics last year to win that playoff game, 35-34, and I argue she has the best arm in the whole entire league. This year, she has 13 touchdowns, only 2 picks, has a 49-yard touchdown pass. And I mean, that's air yards. She can really throw the football and has also completed over 67% of her passes. And I say every year, do not sleep on her legs. When she needs to get out in the pocket, she has 3 rushing touchdowns this year as well, Matt.
And we're featuring DC's quarterback, so it's only appropriate to feature Pittsburgh's quarterback, the 2024 MVP of the WFA, and Marcelina Chavez.
Yeah, and Marcelina Chavez, she can do a little bit of everything. We said these two teams are a little bit different. She's that dual-threat quarterback. She can run at all times, already has 366 yards this year, averaging 11 yards per carry with 4 touchdowns, but she's a great passer too, completing 60% of her passes with 4 touchdowns. She has not turned over the ball yet this year, and I know in a game like this, she's not going to want to throw her first interception. You got to think Marcelina Chavez is going to do a little bit of both here tonight if the Passion want to win this football game.
All right, now it's time to put it between the white lines, and before we do that, Damon McDermott breaks down the keys to win this game. Damon, how do you get a win here tonight?
Yeah, for both of these teams, again, they are completely different styles. We'll start with DC. You got to stay disciplined. They are the highest penalized team in the league right now, and now that you're playing the Passion again, you cannot give up easy first downs. Second, win on early downs. We know you love to throw the football so much, but if you can get the run game going, at least get you some second and third downs where it's not third and long, second and long against this Passion team, that's going to really pay dividends. And for the home team, for the Passion, make them one-dimensional. If I'm saying, okay, you guys are great at throwing the football, then you're not going to be able to run against us at all. You're going to have to throw the ball 40 times in this game. And lastly, if I'm the Passion, keep the football away from that passing offense. Run the football as much as you can. You have Marcelina Chavez. You have Napo. You're averaging over 10 yards a rush. Keep the ball on the ground and control the clock as much as you can.
Keys to the game brought to you by Pam Health, committed to providing patients with the best patient care and outcomes. What will be the outcome of tonight's showdown between the DC Divas and the Pittsburgh Passion? It's the WFA Pro Game of the Week, and when we come back, we're going to kick off the next chapter of this rivalry. Coming up next. Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. with a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Steps up into trouble, backs up, and here comes more trouble. Chavez rolls to her left, has time, throws on the run to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown! Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Passion Football brought to you in part by Aid Nation. Hydration, everybody, every day. And moments ago, tonight's Groundworks coin toss. Groundworks, the nation's leading provider of foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, and concrete lifting. Groundworks bringing you tonight's coin toss as we gear up for kickoff between the Divas and the Passion. Pittsburgh will receive the opening kickoff. Christy Kelly has this on a tee. As the wind whips here at Slippery Rock, but a postcard perfect day for now. And the WFA Game of the Week underway on the All Women's Sports Network, bouncing around and picked up one of the up women, Cameron Rufner, who was the star of the show last week, sealed the deal. A steel curtain goal line stand last week, and the Passion's big win over Tampa, shutting the door on that two-point conversion, Daming, and keeping that unblemished, undefeated record 4-0 now intact.
Hey, if you're going to win a championship, a lot of the times there's going to be some dramatic finishes. There's going to be some Cinderella stories. It looked like the Inferno were going to pull off a major upset, and right at the end of the game, you stop a two-point conversion, get a lot of momentum going into this game against your rival here today.
Of course, DC, National Conference champions a season ago, beat Pittsburgh, went to the championship, ended up losing to St. Louis and Canton, Ohio. Pittsburgh starts this game with it, and it's Napo breaking a tackle in the backfield, sidestepping another one, and then being escorted out of bounds for a loss of 3 yards, but was in some trouble. Brandy Pete finally going to get credit for the tackle there for DC. But this matchup, you talked about those close games and those games that will test you. Pittsburgh certainly was tested when they went on the road to DC, 14-14 game, and then Cody Johnson hit that field goal to walk it off with 2 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter to beat the Divas in this one. Slant route is completed on second down. It's Bethany Meyer for a first down into DC territory down at the 48-yard line.
What a season Bethany Meyer is having. Again, more of that deep threat for him with a 35-yard catch this year, averaging 18 yards per catch, and already has 3 touchdowns. That's one way. A lot of the time, DC Diva is going to jump on that RPO run right there. You throw that slant, keep them honest.
First down and 10, back to Napo in the ground game. Shrugs off another on the left side. Stiff arm there as she moves across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Decked after that. Brandy Pete, again, credit on the tackle for DC, where it will be second down after the pickup of 4.
Napo, it's almost like no matter who that first tackler is, it could be a defensive lineman, it could be a linebacker, she uses that stiff arm so well and keeps her feet moving at all times, and that's why she's averaging over 10 yards a carry right now for the Passion.
On second down, back to Napo. Napo gets the first down. She is tough to break down, Damon. We would have our stat guy named Marco keep marks of how many times she breaks the first and second tackler, being able to get yards after contact. Crucial, she does it there for a first down.
That's the most underrated part, I think, for any running back. Sometimes you're not going to have those home run runs, but right there, you're falling forward, you're getting 2 yards. That stiff arm, you get another 4 yards. She's just so hard to bring down on that first point of contact, like you just said. She is going to get a breather here on this first down, though.
First down at 10. They said Johnson in motion. Right to left across your screen. Chavez, play action and a keeper design quarterback run for Marcelina. And she'll pick up 5, maybe 6 to the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh, so far on this drive, pick your poison.
And it's all no huddle, too. Before I was going to say, with Napo out of the game, you think Chavez is going to keep it. She does. It's just this offense is going so quick, you can't even go in and say that's what you're expecting. And here they are ready to go on second down already, about 10 seconds past that play.
Second down at 3. Empty set for Chavez. Look one way, and then there was some miscommunication there because receivers weren't turning around, and she threw left. Pass goes incomplete. Now it will be third down. 3 coming up from the 30-yard line. First third down Pittsburgh will face this evening.
Now you are in 2-down territory here, so you don't have to get it all here on third down. You would be way more comfortable if you do. They're going to go under center, possibly no, right back out the shotgun.
Side car for Pittsburgh is Paladin. It's a designed run to Chavez, the right side this time. First down and more for Mackay. Another fresh set of downs for the black and gold.
And bad news for the Divas. Napo is back in the game, so now Marcelina Chavez does not have to always take that read option herself. Now you're really worried because I always say when you get close to the red zone, that's when Chavez really does like to keep the ball in her own hands and make a play. With her and Napo in the backfield, they're going to go I form on the first play.
First down at 10 for Pittsburgh. They go I form, and it's Cody Johnson, the fullback dive. And Johnson just shy of the 15 to the 16-yard line. And she's the Swiss Army knife for the Pittsburgh Passion. Lines up at tight end, is able to play fullback, also kicks.
Punts.
She can really do it all.
And I joke around, she can play defense, too. You need to go out there. I guarantee she's ready to make a couple tackles, too. If you're playing fullback, you can definitely play linebacker as well.
We were talking about that last time these two teams met. Pittsburgh 17-14 winners back on May 9th. DC 3-1 otherwise. Their last game last week, 64-28, 2 weeks ago against Cincinnati. Now a throw into the end zone, nearly intercepted. Almost a look what I found. I don't even think she realized it was going to ricochet off her hands as it goes incomplete.
And when you get in the red zone, your route concepts, they can get a little jumbled up right there. You had a post corner and an out route to the right side of the end zone. And when you have 2 wide receivers over there, you're probably going to have 2 or 3 defenders. And that one was almost Marcelina Chavez's first pick of the year. But again, you're in that same situation, 3rd and 4. Don't have to get it all right here, but you'd feel comfortable if you do.
Lowry Jones in coverage. Here's Napo on third down. Napo a first down. Napo the 5. Napo the end zone. Touchdown Pittsburgh. Passion strike first.
What a run and what a drive from the Pittsburgh Passion. You cap it off with your star running back, Napo, getting her 8th touchdown of the year already this season. What a block on that right-hand side. You'll see it right here. You got 2 guards pulling, seal off to the outside right there, and then you let Napo get into open space. One nice juke right there, an easy touchdown for the Pittsburgh Passion. What a drive. The first one we saw against Inferno. Seems they're scripted plays, Matt. They're going to run them really well, execute, and get touchdowns.
Executed to perfection there on the 17-yard run by Ellison Napo, and now the extra point from Lizzie Martz is between the poles. It all works. 10:57 to play in our opening quarter, and Pittsburgh goes 11 plays, 63 yards on that opening drive to take a 7-0 lead over the DC Divas. And, you know, this is also coming off of the heels, Damon, of that game in DC where neither offense scored in the second half. And, you know, with DC, they're coming off a game 2 weeks ago against Cincinnati where they scored 68 points. We've seen a lot of defensive struggles with these two teams. Maybe this is the battle that becomes the offense's show.
And I think the playoff game, we kind of had that vibe last year, but these teams know each other so well and what they run well, it almost turns into who's going to execute better. First test was passed by the Passion right there. You had that one long slant route by Meyer to kind of make sure they weren't just going to pin their ears back for the run. And now with the Divas on offense, the Passion have to prove, okay, we can stop the run early, and they're going to have to throw the ball 40 to 50 times this game. And then the Divas are going to have to prove, okay, can we win a game when another team can match up with us, with our wide receiver talent, with our quarterback talent? And we're going to find out here today. And like you said, the first matchup, both of these defenses made these dangerous offenses turn into almost nothing in the second half. So this second matchup is going to be so interesting. Really excited to see the DC Divas first drive and see how they respond.
Co-head coaches for Pittsburgh and Lisa Horton and Teresa Kahn. Of course, Lisa Horton, the offensive coordinator and former all-world quarterback, now named the head coach of Slippery Rock women's flag football. As more and more college flag programs continue to get added across the country, and happy to see that. They also have a clinic coming up. We're going to tell you more about that in a little bit. Emily Smith will do the kicking duties to kick this one off to DC. And here's the return for DC. And a stutter step over the 40 to the 45. Great return for the Divas, as that was Kacharia Johnson, who had a punt return for a touchdown in this series last year here at Slippery Rock. She's one of the National Conference All-American players and one of the best to do it in women's pro football.
She already has 2 touchdowns this year on kick returns. So right there you saw she got it to the 45, caught that really well, gained some speed, so she's always dangerous. Already has an 84-yard touchdown return this year. A really good field position for this really dangerous DC Divas offense.
Penn State University grad Amanda Congialdi in its shotgun. Sends a receiver in motion, and it's a handoff on first down, trying to bounce it here to the left side. Pittsburgh's all over it. And breaking it up in the backfield, Tiana Cash.
Seems
money
like
on that play.
Tiana, on big games like this, she just shows up always. Last year with those 2 sacks in a playoff game right here, first play, you're probably thinking they're going to throw the football. Cash comes from that backside, and that is a hit right there from Tiana Cash. What a nice play to make it 2nd and long. We talked about it on the keys of the game. Divas are going to have to prove they can at least run the ball a little bit. Right there, they failed the first test against this tough Passion defense.
Shotgun formation for Congialdi. Sends a receiver out of the slot and into the backfield. And Lois Cook, they have the misdirection because they throw back here near side, open and caught for the first down. Navia Howell hauls in the pass for a Diva first down.
And arguably the best receiver in the whole entire WFA, Navia Hall, with 326 yards coming into this game, 20 catches, averaging 16 yards of reception, has 6 touchdowns right there. Got both feet down, beat the corner. When you come back for that route right there, what a pitch and catch from Congialdi and Howell.
Far side throw is completed, trying to spin out of danger is Gabriella Johnson, and Johnson finally gets tracked down. That's Angie Cardillo on the tackle for Pittsburgh. As Johnson tried to shrug off one, was able to pick up 5 of the first down pass and catch, and just allowing Congialdi to throw out into the flat and make their receivers make plays. 2nd down at 5 now. Ball just inside the 40-yard line. Congialdi looks left, throws that way on a slant pattern, in and out of the hands. Dana Blakey on the intended receiver on that one. And Grace Dadza on the coverage for Pittsburgh.
Matt, to put in perspective, the DC Divas have had 12 women catch a pass this year. The Passion have only had 6. And the Passion are known for being a pretty good passing team as well. And then passing yards per game for the DC Divas, 256, over 1,000 for the year. They're one of the only teams in this league that I would say they are pass first, and they are so good. They have so many good, dangerous weapons as well.
Congione going to take off and run with it. Thought she gets pressure. Here it comes. There she goes. She is sacked on the play. And one more time for 55 in black and gold. Tiana Cash gets another sack.
We talk about it again. On these big games, she always shows up, and she knows how dangerous Kajioti is. Everybody talks about her arm, but if you let her get to moving around in the pocket, she's going to find somebody open. Really good job to take down one of the toughest quarterbacks to sack in the whole entire league. And it looks like we're going to have a punt for the first time for the DC Divas in their first drive. One of the first times this year they've had to do it. So what a drive by the Passion, and then what a defensive drive for the Passion as well.
Punt unit is out for DC. And it bounces, but she was able to scoop that one up. Rouse inside the 10 to the 5. Good punt there. Pittsburgh going to be backed up to start this drive. When we come back, 7-0, Pittsburgh leads DC, and looking for more early moments of the WFA Pro Game of the Week.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
DC, after a 35-yard punt, Pittsburgh takes back over 7-0. They're saying there's bad weather on the way. Not yet. Pretty good so far, 7-0. And things have looked pretty bright for Pittsburgh after we've played to this point. Just under 8 minutes to go in the first. And how about another Ellison Napo 11-yard carry for a Pittsburgh first down, and to give the Passion some breathing room right out of the gate.
Yeah, there's not many running backs that you can say every time they touch the football they average a first down. But what a run by Napo again. And Matt, I'm not going to say I'm a meteorologist, but if anything, I think we're going to get some bad weather in the fourth quarter. So if I'm either one of these teams, you want to have a commanding lead. If it starts getting a little wet out here, little showers, could get really bad wind as well.
Napo, another one to bounce it to the outside. Still refuses to go down. Help finally arise for DC. They have to get 8 women on the football there. Isabeth Perez finally, a 4th or 5th Diva player to knock into Napo before she goes down.
And right there, if I'm coach for the Passion, I do say, Napo, every now and then, I would not mind if you just kind of take the defeat on a run, you know what I mean? Because she takes so many hits. It's like if you can deter maybe 1 or 2 a game, but now she's going to take a breather.
On second down at 8. They're going to swing it out into the flat, completed here to the near side. Try to get out into the space. And able to do so is Paige Bragg for another Pittsburgh Passion first down, as Pittsburgh with the swing pass to get the sticks to move.
Paige Bragg leads the team in receptions this year. That's her 13th. Already has 1 touchdown and 152 yards coming into this game.
Rivas on the tackle for DC. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the pistol. They go back to the ground game as Sarah Paladin, running back for Pittsburgh, also sang the national anthem prior to tonight's kickoff and did a fantastic rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Under 6 minutes to go here in the first. Chavez after the play action, it's intercepted. Picked off DC's Amaya King with a convoy and inside the 10. DC has it 1st and 10, and it will be 1st and goal. Divas on the INT, and the Diva defense comes up with a big turnover.
See right there, you're going for, it's a little bit of a skinny post, about 15 yards. Does a really good job on the DC Diva side to jump in front of that route, pretty much running it for the receiver, and then getting all that extra yak after the catch right there for the Divas, now in prime position at the 8-yard line.
Field flipping play there with 5:28 to go and our opening frame. As Congialdi and the defense, or the Diva offense, back out there on a 1st down at 10, or 1st down at goal, and they go back to the ground game and picking inside the 5 to the 3, or it will be 2nd down.
Love
That's
that play
Struber.
call, too, because when you're on defense and you're on the bench on the sideline, and I don't know where you hear your coach go, hey, the ball got turned over, you got to get out there. That first 2 plays, you're kind of just trying to get back into it. You get a nice 4-yard rush there if you're the DC Divas.
2nd and goal. Congialdi design run. Congialdi's into the end zone for the Diva touchdown. And as much as she is good with her arms, she shows she can do it with her legs. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
And when she goes downhill, I mean, if I'm a linebacker, she's almost more scary than a running back, the way she can use her shoulder pads right there. She is not scared to go right up that zero hole on the right side. You see her bring 2 defenders with her into the end zone right here. Easy touchdown for her. It's going to be hard to complete that momentum and get her going backwards. Easy touchdown for the DC Divas.
After the turnover, they turned it into points. Lindsey Hill for the PAT to tie things. It's good. 4:55 to play in the first quarter, and DC uses their defense to set up their offense to tie things in the WFA Pro Game of the Week on the All Women's Sports Network.
And as we can see, the future of technology is with us. You might be thinking, Doc, this is truly amazing. And we got.
Hey, is the projector ready? Come on, time for a team meeting.
And we welcome you back to Slippery Rock University. Tied up at 7. And this battle, these 2 teams, last 4 times they've met, the series is tied 2-2. Last 8 times they've met, the series is tied 4-4.
2 of the best teams. I say every year it's the best rivalry in the WFA. I know other people that are watching this game go, wait a minute, what about this team or this team? But they are so evenly matched. They play 2 completely different styles. And every single time, it seems like the second time through, that team ends up winning. If you're a Passion fan, you hope that is not true here today. But for the DC Divas to respond after that punt, getting a big turnover, Chavez's first interception of the year, what a job by them.
Danasha Harris on the return for Pittsburgh, trying to navigate around, and she'll be just shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line, brought down there. And now the Pittsburgh Passion offense. And Makai Chavez, how does she respond after the turnover and, tries to wash this off and have a short-term memory here, get back out there and get back to what they were doing on that first series when they trekked down the field in 11 plays?
Yeah, you got to think your defense is eventually going to have a splash play as well. You can't go into the second drive gun-shy. I think Marcelina Chavez is going to have to make a couple big throws in this game, and I know they're fully confident in her. And again, if you want to make her a little bit more comfortable, maybe this first or second play, you give her a read option to make something happen with her legs before she has to throw again.
Chavez in the offense, back to work. 1st and 10 Chavez in some trouble, was able to wheel out of it, at least momentarily, gets to the corner and picks up a yard. What an effort from 11. Dead to rights in the backfield, and then was able to stretch forward and picks up a yard. And it will be 2nd down and 9, but that won't make the highlight reel, but what an effort.
Yeah, I mean, if she gets tackled 7 yards in the backfield, it might ruin this whole entire drive. So to get any positive yards on 1st down is a win right there.
That's the elusiveness of Chavez. Now Napo likes to go right at you. Napo, a 1st down. Napo to the 43.
And you'll see, if we get a replay here, the downfield blocking from the wide receivers from the Passion. It's been noted in a couple past broadcasts right there. But everybody is on the DC Diva side. They're getting driven back, not just the defensive line. But look at the receivers downfield, chipping away. Bethany Meyer right there is 12 yards down the field, still trying to get a block right there. What a job by the Passion, the whole entire unit. And we're going to get a flag here and a free play for Chavez.
Chavez just going to let it rip and overshoots everybody on this flag on DC. Yeah, to your point, David, on that last run, shout-outs to Tyra Grant and Kylie Roebuck, offensive line women for this Passion squad, and they're just pushing the pile forward, and they're 9 yards downfield.
And if you're a defensive line coach on the other side, you're scratching your head like, okay, how do we slow down this rush attack? Because when you get all the offensive women on the Passion side to really throw blocks like that, you just feel helpless.
Napo trying to stretch it down to the far boundary. She does. Slinks through and gets another 1st down. Ellison Napo, what a season 22 is having in the WFA, and she picks up another Passion 1st down.
Fully healthy this year, got married in the offseason, doing a great job as always. We talk about being a PA gym teacher as well, but when she's a running back and she's fully healthy, I think she's the best running back in the whole entire Women's Football Alliance. And right here you see maybe 5 yards for a standard back, but for her, she's going to make at least one woman miss right there. You get 15 yards on 2nd down.
And now it's 1st down for Pittsburgh, and they go to the naked boot for Chavez, and Chavez cut it back inside and got decked there after just a 2-yard gain. But Chavez was able to realize that the long route around was not going to amount to much, so she tried to cut it back inside to salvage it, and she paid for it going back inside there to those Diva linebackers.
I know a lot of people are always going to compare these two quarterbacks together, but I think they're the two most physical runners in the league, too. Right there, you had a linebacker from the DC Divas slowly get up. Chavez popped right back up and kind of enjoyed that big lick in the middle of the field right there.
Tied at 7, coming up on 2 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Beautiful day here in Slippery Rock. As Chavez to pass, avoids one, avoids another. Now going to take off and move. She has the 30. She has a 1st down. Chavez to the 20. And a fresh set for Pittsburgh. As Chavez decides to call her own number, there was trouble, and she took off for 14.
Yeah, and you'll see on this replay here, I think she did a really good job. I think she tried to shed one, and she was going to throw it right here. Decided that's not a smart play and saw how much open field there was to the left. Pick up 14 yards for your team. You see that padded and stiff arm to try to get a little bit of extra yards as well.
The off-the-cuff nature of Chavez and what she's able to produce out of it. Now back to the running game. On the right side, it's Paladin to the 10. Right at the 6. 4-10. And that should be good enough for a 1st and goal for Pittsburgh.
And Sarah's saying keep me in, but they are going to put Napa back in. Sarah's still looking for her first touchdown of the year, but really good job there to take 2 or 3 plays off for Napo. Big run on 1st down, and now we're in 1st and goal territory.
Under a minute to go in the 1st quarter. Napo to the left of Chavez. Chavez, designed run play for her on the left side. Lead blockers Napo. Chavez snuck away, and she sneaks in for the Pittsburgh touchdown.
Pick your poison if it's going to be Napa or Chavez in the red zone right there. Chavez calls her own number. You think she might be down here at the 3-yard line, but she'll shove off a linebacker or a defensive lineman. It doesn't matter. Easy touchdown there for Marcelina Chavez, showing her playmaking ability in the red zone once again.
Marcelina says, okay, Amanda Congialdi, you ran it in, so can I. And Pittsburgh retakes the lead here with 59 seconds. There's an injured Diva player down on the far side. That capped a 9-play, 79-yard drive. As the athletic training staff out to attend to one of the injured Diva players. We are going to step aside as they continue to attend to her, and we'll be back with this extra point and the WFA Game of the Week.
Supportive.
Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected. Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great.
Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive.
Dedication.
Professional.
Care.
Opportunities. Excellent.
Passionate.
Family.
Family.
Awesome.
Isabet Perez was the injured Diva player, was able to get up. Maybe just a stinger there, the way that she was being worked on that sideline, but good to see her get up. Here's the extra point from Miss Martz. And Pittsburgh's back in front by 7, 14-7. As these two heavyweights of women's professional football trade punches in this opening round.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about how this game could maybe be a little bit more high scoring than this first matchup. Well, you get almost a pick six. Passion on their two other drives go right down the field. Chavez, really nice work on that last drive, and Napo. So now the DC Divas, again, Matt, have to try to respond. They haven't, on their first drive without that interception, was a 4-play punt or drive. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they can come out here and get a drive of their own, or if the Passion defense can stop them once again. Because if I'm the Divas, you got to keep responding, because the Passion offense right now, at least the run game, it looks like it is not going to get slowed down in this game unless the Divas make some really big adjustments here in the second and third quarter.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, Damon. I think from a schematic standpoint at Pittsburgh, the running attack is so good that Pittsburgh needs to keep doing it until it is proven to be stopped.
The offensive line,
DC.
we don't talk about them enough sometimes, but they are dominating. Like every single play, they have the defensive line 4 to 5 yards back.
Kick away by Emily Smith. Johnson lets it bobble around. Did it hit her? I think it did. And it did, and the officials say it's out of bounds. And it will be at the 12-yard line. So Kacharia Johnson ends up touching the football there. If she doesn't touch it and it still makes that right turn out of bounds, they'll get great field position. Here's another good look at it.
Right here, she kind of second guesses herself, and right off the fingertip. Or it would have been, you get the ball at the 40-yard line, now you get it to 12. Talk about how she is one of the best returners in the whole entire league, but right there is a big mistake. Someone that already has 2 touchdowns on kickoffs off of 5 returns this year, but right there, field position is key in this football game, and just a mental lapse right there.
So DC's offense sets it up. First down at 10 at their own 12. Congialdi setting up the screen. Boris. Haley Van Boris. Hartman knocks her out. Picks It's up 7 yards, second down at 3 coming up.
Love the play design to just get your back away from that end zone right there. Quick little screen pass for 7 yards. You get 2 receivers to block in front of you and a nice couple moves there from the DC side to get 7 yards on that first play. Still amazing. 12 different receivers have catches for this team. Six different women already have a touchdown catch on this team.
And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. With our score, Pittsburgh 14, DC 7. Passion lead after the first round of this heavyweight battle. The bell's about to ring for round 2. Don't go anywhere. Come back with us in the WFA Pro Game of the Week.
Time for dinner.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV, so that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season.
This Pittsburgh Passion broadcast is brought to you by PAM Health. PAM Health is committed to providing patients with the best care and outcomes. They offer both inpatient and outpatient therapy. Find a location near you. PAM Health, bringing you Pittsburgh Passion football. First snap of quarter number 2 as the DC offense picks up a couple. Bring up 3rd down and 7 coming up here for DC, who, we were talking about the ladies in the trenches. Pittsburgh dominating after 1 quarter, Damon.
Yeah, right there. You're getting 1 to 2 defensive linemen in the backfield every single play for the Pittsburgh Passion. Rushing yards in the first quarter, 139 to 3.
Back to pass. Congione throws and completes it for a first down. On the reception for the Divas, Harmony Buckman makes the catch and gets a fresh set of downs. And on that note of the yards and the discrepancy, total yards, 167 to DC's 27. Of course, they had that short field after the interception, just an 8-yard drive to make it 7-7. All day to throw for Congione. Nothing open, and she'll escape and slide shy of the sticks. It was Harris threatening her right there at the line. But again, Congione, great coverage by the Pittsburgh defense, but no one was able to keep an eye on 6.
Yeah, the problem is in any form of football, when you know a team's going to spread you out and have 4 to 5 receivers on the field, you're going to start playing a lot of zone, a lot of dropbacks, but then the quarterback is free if she can make it past the line of scrimmage like she did right there.
Congione pumps once, pumps twice. Now goes to her left. Canucks traffic, pressured, and she's knocked out. A loss of 1 on the play. Pittsburgh's pursuit was pristine. Leading the charge there was Haley Coomer.
Really impressed with the passion so far. Pretty much a completely different defense than we saw last week. Last week we saw about 9 to 10 women in the box at all times. Now you have safeties playing deep. You're dropping in zone coverage a lot of the times. Might be different here on 3rd and short, but so far they know exactly what DC wants to do, passing the football, and they're slowing Caggialdi down as much as they can.
Coomer's name was mentioned over the PA, and a whole crowd erupted. She has a lot of fans in attendance with us tonight. 3rd down and 2. And whistles stop this play before it begins.
It's going to be a timeout for the DC Divas. Did not like that formation they had on the field after that motion to make it trips right. Seems like there was a lot of confusion.
It's going to be a delay of game.
They tried to get the timeout in beforehand, did not get it off in time. And now it's 3rd and long. As a team that loves to throw the football, maybe you're not too affected by that. But 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7, completely different set of downs now for the DC Divas.
DC had 1 first down of the entire first quarter. Pittsburgh had 12. Now DC needs 1. They only have 2 in the game. The Divas need 1 here. Back to pass. Caggialdi gonna test it deep down the field. It is knocked away. Incomplete. Intended for Howell. And the Passion defense denies DC. How about Dazza in coverage here?
Grace Dazza did a great job pretty much running the same route as Howell right there. They wanted a flag, but I just think it was great coverage, staying right on that hip to make sure if she comes back for that football, she can't get there. And the best thing there, you're battling the football and the hands. You're not going for the pick. You know, that's just get him to punt the football. Really nice coverage there by Dazza. First punt, Matt, was great getting inside the 10-yard line. Would love to flip the field again here if you're the Divas. And they're going to have to waste a timeout on the punt. So a couple mistakes here by the Divas. Again, the most penalized.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, most penalized teams, there is mistakes, but usually don't see them wasting timeouts. And Caggialdi's been the leader on this team for so many years. You don't see the formations get messed up like they did. But delay a game, and now you got to waste a timeout. I'm saying waste, too, because in my opinion, I would just take the 5 yards and punt it again. But now you're going to use one of your first half timeouts as well to make sure that your punt team's lined up correctly. Or maybe they might have said we're going to go for a fake, and the Passion did a really good job lining up, and they said, okay, we can't go for the fake. We never know. We're not in the headsets, so it could have just been that as well. But, again, this Passion defense causing another punt for the Divas. At least it looks like it right now.
Great crowd on hand again here at Slippery Rock, and appreciate everybody tuned in, whether you're tuned in from our nation's capital or in Carnegie at home. We appreciate you tuned in.
Spanning on 2 different networks. You do the game of the week. There's going to be a lot of people watching this game throughout the week, and this rivalry just gets better and better every single year. And now a huge punt here for the DC Divas.
Christy Kelly now to Harris, who won't touch this one. And it will be Pittsburgh getting the football right back.
And that's another great punt, getting them inside the 30-yard line right there. We've seen the Passion this year get a couple blocked punts. There's always pressure up the middle, but that's 2 punts now that kind of flip the field for the Divas. One pin them inside the 10, this one inside the 30. So, again, the Passion are going to have to march 70-plus yards down the field, so you're doing exactly what you want to do on special teams if you're the Divas. But there might be a little panic here if the Passion, Matt, can run the football as well as they did these last 2 drives. And for the Divas, you're going to start thinking, okay, we have to score on pretty much every single drive going the rest of the game.
44-yard punt. And Pittsburgh knows pedal needs to be on the metal here. They remember all too well on how that National Conference Championship game played out in the second half. They need to continue with the foot on the gas as Napo flips it out to Chavez. And now Chavez down the sideline, and Pittsburgh makes something happen. Napo reacting, and Man, I think on the sidelines you're pulling out your hair going, oh, man, that could be dangerous, but how it results.
As someone that knows what coaches are going through, there was some many heart attacks on the sideline right there, but you end up getting 5 yards. You just show that in film tomorrow and go, okay, we're not going to do that ever again unless we absolutely have to.
Some way, somehow, that got 4 yards. Second down at 6. Chavez double clutches, was able to get it to the far side numbers. It's completed for a minimal gain, maybe 2 yards. Cody Johnson reels that pass in.
That was dangerous. That got layered over the defensive line into the linebacker core right there. Good job by Cody Johnson to snatch that one up before somebody could pick it off.
3rd down and 4 from the pistol. Back to Napo, stretching it, trying to get to the corner. Stiff arm, and gets 2. It will be 4th down and a must-stop drive here for the Divas.
I don't see a punt team on the field yet.
This is a gamble either way. This is right in that area.
Looks like they're going to now finally switch and get the punt team out there.
4th down and 3.
Man, I kind of liked it if they would have went for it. I know it's completely not. You're not supposed to do it right now. But the way you've been running the football, I could see the discussion. But we did see the Divas on the 2 rush plays there slow down Napo more than they have. And
they have too many on. And Pittsburgh kind of bails out DC with the timeout here.
So each team has used the timeout on a punt.
And we'll step aside as well. 14-7 Pittsburgh. About to give the ball back to DC when we come back on the All Women Sports Network and Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Second quarter action here from Slippery Rock University. There's long-time All-American Kim Zubovic now as a coach, her first year in retirement as a player, and now joining the coaching staff. And she really was a coach on the field for many years of her playing days. And now Jana Meister takes the snap. It's a designed run, and DC sniffs it out. They get it right back. So a design fake there as Meister was in punt formation, and DC not fooled, and they will take over with short field from the 35-yard line of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I like being aggressive in this game, but looks like DC had it sniffed out. Maybe after that timeout had a funny feeling a fake might be going on.
You know, my biggest thing with that play, Damon, is run it to the long side of the field.
Yep. And you run out of time, and that might be an option that she has as soon as the punt is snapped, and said, okay, I can go to the left side there. But now the Divas, how dangerous this offense is. You give them short field again. They made you pay on that interception the first time. We'll see if Caggialdi can muster up another touchdown drive here for the Divas.
10-10 to play in our first half. Caggialdi, another short field. She converted the last time she started a drive in Pittsburgh territory. What will this one have in store for us? A run for minimal yards, maybe a yard, as Caitlin Niedermeyer gets credit for the tackle.
She's always going to have a lot of cheers when she makes some plays as well. Always has a nice fan section here for her. And this defensive line, again, I'm going to keep talking about it. They're making the lives of the DC Divas very tough so far in this game. They are pushing back that offensive line pretty much this whole entire game.
Second down and 9. Low snap handled. Congialdi on a slant route. It's completed. And right at the sticks, trying to bounce off of a couple would-be tacklers. Going to be a yard shy of the first down. Howell reels in another.
They love the middle of the field right there. They have some receivers that aren't scared to take a couple hits as well, and they know Congialdi is always going to put the ball right on the money right there. From the passion, again, short yardage. Don't be surprised if Congialdi just takes it herself.
3rd and 1. Low snap, Congialdi design run. Gonna bounce it. And she gets the first down. Needed 1, got 2. Where Duffy comes in to make the stop, a.k.a. Anna Duffield. Talked about her last week and her commitment to this organization in Pittsburgh, but Congialdi gets just enough, and she's not known for her running prowess.
We say it every year, though. Every single year.
But she's so dangerous when she runs.
Because she's going to make you pay. I mean, she is going to get the hit stick going on at least a linebacker or defensive line, and she's going to fall forward for an extra couple yards every single time she carries it herself.
First down at 10. Throw, back shoulder, got her receiver. It's Lowry Jones, and Jones fights her way inside the 20 to the 17.
Again, middle of the field. Congialdi's not going to be scared to throw with her arm strength. It's so funny to me that with the run game not working, they'll do a lot of intermediate to really short yardage routes, but they're going to get 7 or 8 yards. It's almost like a run play.
Congialdi will throw over the middle, sliding down at the 1. It'll be first down and goal. Navia Howell on this reception.
Almost had another touchdown reception for Navia Howell. Already has 6 on the year. And now again, Congialdi called her own number at the same position in the first quarter. Do they do the quarterback blast right up the middle once again?
No, they'll go to the tailback off the right side.
They're going to call her down.
And they did call her short as they gave it to Schuber. It'll be second down and goal there. Schuber from Salzburg in Austria.
You got to think quarterback sneak here for Congialdi.
Pushing forward, no! Pittsburgh shuts it down. Nikki Hartman got in the way that time.
Looks like they're going to bring in another fullback, and you might get the same exact play again by Congialdi. Neither one of these teams are going to back down. This is exactly what this rivalry is all about right here, Matt. Best on best. And they're going to use a timeout. They do not like the formation they're about to call for Congialdi.
6:41 to go here in this second quarter.
Matt, I might have heard the ref wrong, but I'm pretty sure Congialdi's helmet came off. So if they don't call a timeout, they were not going to let her run another quarterback sneak. So you sacrifice your timeout so she can come back in for this huge third down. Really good job by the DC Diva coaching staff. I think it's exactly what you got to do here. You're losing your second timeout, but with your star quarterback's helmet coming off, you got to get her back on the field.
You mentioned another look at that sneak, and how about Niedermeyer getting in and getting dirty? There was a Passion player's helmet that came off as well. And you mentioned Divas going with some bigger backs. Whitney Sims, who had a big game in that National Conference Championship game a season ago in Imperial, had checked into the game. See if she stays in on this play where, you know, you're getting 2 more cracks at it here on 3rd and goal from the 1.
Congialdi back in. Sims is also in. We see Cody Johnson on these fullback dives. You might see Sims get one right here as well.
Need a Cam Rufner moment here again. I formation. Sims is the fullback. Struber the tailback. Long snap count. Flags fly. And did DC jump? They sure did. Back it up for the Divas. And it was newly entered into the game. Whitney Sims, the fullback, jumped.
She got caught leaning. They went hard count. You could see Cagliotti went up there, said hut once or twice, and Sims just went leaning on the I formation, and Cagliotti tried to get the snap off, but they caught it. A huge play there for the Pittsburgh Passion, and that you can get a little too cute right at the end zone right there.
And for Diva fans, this is deja vu of earlier this season where Pittsburgh shut the door on the Divas in the waning moments of the first half.
Watch us slant to Howe now. She has 6 touchdowns on the year already. Go-to threat in the red zone.
Third down. Cagliotti to throw. Short. Incomplete. 4th and goal coming up.
She's going to want that one back. It was a really nice play. Bootleg left. You go out route in the end zone. Did exactly everything right. Just short-armed it just a hair right there. A mistake you do not see Cagliotti make a lot.
So 4th down and goal. And this Pittsburgh Passion defense, they could make goal line stands their calling card if they could lock it down here again. 6:36 to go in this opening half.
I'm not a coach, but at all times here, I am not letting Hal beat us. She's on the right side, out wide.
Cagliotti with the side card left, 4 wide. Back to pass. Pressured from the edge. She sidesteps her. Cagliotti a race to the goal line as she wins it. She does it again with her legs. Pittsburgh timed the blitz beautifully, but Cagliotti was able to sidestep the defender and get into the end zone, a flag down late.
If you're a Passion fan, every single year we talk about her arm, but how surprisingly she is good with her legs right there. Make a defender miss, call your own number. Everybody's dropping back, covering all the wide receivers. It's one-on-one on the outside. Cagliotti makes you pay once again.
Officials are conferencing here because if this is unsportsmanlike, this makes this extra point.
No flag.
Nope, there won't be one. And the scoreboard incorrect. There it is.
What a momentum shift right there. You had the crowd on their feet. You almost had a sack in the backfield, almost had a goal line stand that was at the half-yard line at one point.
Lindsey Hill for the PAT. Snap, hold, kick, true, tied. Divas respond to Pittsburgh and tie things at 14, 6:28 to play. And our second quarter, and a lot of ball left. Don't go anywhere in the WFA Game of the Week.
Time for dinner.
Pittsburgh Passion want to see you here at Slippery Rock next Saturday when the Pittsburgh Passion welcome the Cincinnati Cougars. You know, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati in the AFC North. How about Pittsburgh and Cincinnati in the WFA?
Cincinnati, you got Pittsburgh, the DC Divas, Tampa Bay Inferno. I said last week, probably the best 1-4 team I've ever seen. They've given DC Divas a hard game. They've given the Passion a hard game. And once again, this division, it's just surprised. Like, I'm serious. I think the Inferno could win a playoff game. They really could. Like, they really impressed me last week. And they end up losing that game in a heartbreaking fashion. And they still have to play the Divas one more time, and they're looking for another upset. They lost to them by 6. So this conference at all times is always going to be very interesting.
Well, this one goes off of Harris's hands, but boy, it took a perfect bounce right back up to her. Harris gets a block gets the 25, sidesteps to the 30, and that's where Pittsburgh, plenty of time here in this second quarter, tied at 14. The Pittsburgh offense, we were talking about it, Damon, what they were able to do. Ellis and Napo, 77 yards rushing to this point in the ball game. It's been a key cog in the passion wheel, but they're going to, and with a lot of time, you don't need to grip the football any harder here. You can stay with what has got you points, and that's been the running game.
The running game, the first drive, that last drive, was DC Divas did slow it down just a hair, so it will be interesting to see if it will continue like that or the passion can get right back to that run game.
Right back to the running game, and Napo needs, again, 3 Diva defenders to wrap her up to the 35-yard line.
You'll take 4 yards, though. That last drive, it got slowed down by a couple 1- and 2-yard rushes, and then the fake punt did not work. So I would technically call them 1 turnover and 1 turnover on downs, but pretty much 2 turnovers against your defense, making a short drive for the Divas here. You'd love a long drive, give your defense a break here.
They're going to give the end around to Meyer. Bethany Meyer trying to get to the corner, cuts it back inside, or it will be 3rd down. Minimal yards there on the 2nd down.
Pretty much in the same situation we were in the last drive, where they ended up having to punt, and then they went for the fake punt. Would love to get a first down here because you think the Divas offense feels really good right now after that touchdown drive. Would hate to give it right back to them.
3rd and 4. Rolling out is Chavez. Will set and throw. Comeback route on the money to Bethany Meyer for the passion first down at the 43.
Really great catch by Bethany right there. She had to come back to that football just 1 or 2 yards, but make sure she was still in front of that first down marker. Nice timing route there, and Chavez puts it right on the money as well. You'll see on the replay right here, Chavez sets her feet. Bethany Meyer goes on her knees to make sure she secures that catch, and then a good first down for the DC Diva, or for the Pittsburgh Passion. Getting ahead of myself here, going back to the Divas having the football.
Play action. Chavez will run around the far side to that flat and pick up. Man, it's like a bull, a bullfighting situation every time Chavez gets that edge. It is a runaway truck in a lot of ways when Chavez gets that speed going.
And that's twice now that we hope everybody's okay, but on that DC Diva side, when Chavez ends up running the football, she's making somebody pay. They end up saying, hey, I need a breather here after taking a shot from a quarterback. But Chavez doesn't run like a standard quarterback. I say all the time, if she said, you know what, I'm sick of playing quarterback, she'd be one of the best running backs in the league as well. Just an all-around great athlete. And the way she runs, you think maybe a quarterback will kind of hesitate when she's about to see contact. She loves the contact. She's told us that before, and she wants to run somebody over or use that stiff arm of hers. And when you have a quarterback like that, you're just so confident going back in the huddles that she's always going to make a play for you.
Pittsburgh trying to convert here on this drive with 4 minutes to go, and still the medical staff out for DC. And we will step aside while they do so and come back with more. Still tied in Pittsburgh.
Supportive.
Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected. Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great.
Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive. Dedication.
Professional.
Care.
Opportunities. Excellent. Passionate.
Family.
Family.
Awesome.
Second quarter of Divas Passion. A renew of the rivalry. Alongside Damon McDermott, Matt Fargo with you, our JRM video crew bringing you this one, the sights and sounds of another WFA Game of the Week on the All Women Sports Network. The rebroadcast, of course, locally here in Pittsburgh on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
I saw us over so many local televisions when we were out getting dinner a couple nights.
Yes.
People always sniping us, seeing they see us on TV, and they noted the Passion are 4-0. And they said, is there going to be another championship? I said, you're going to have to keep watching, but they definitely have a really good chance this year.
Reverse on second down. Long bounce out for Meyer, trying to get this near corner, and she gets a stiff arm, maybe back. Looks like she's going to lose 2 where this officially spots her. So it's going to be third down and long here for Pittsburgh, in jeopardy of still a lot of time left in this second frame, under 4 minutes to go.
And if my memory serves me correctly, DC also gets the ball to start the second half as well. So
correct.
The old Patriots way, if you can score right before half and then get the ball after half as well.
Chavez on third down. Has time. Lets it rip over the middle, and it's incomplete. Did not get Cody Johnson in the intended receiver on that one, and it will be fourth down. And I would imagine the way that things ended the last time Pittsburgh went for it on fourth down, it might be a more conservative approach this time around.
Yeah, and a big thing there, Matt, that you won't be able to see on the box score, but that incomplete pass also stops the clock, saves DC Divas using that other timeout. So they're going to have 3 minutes and 30 seconds for a drive, and they still get to keep one timeout and the 2-minute warning. So no rush from the Divas side once they get this ball back with Cagiotti. I mean, you'd never expect a fake punt twice. I'm just saying.
That's fair. It's Johnson back there in punt formation. She booms a great one here to Johnson. Kacheria from the 21. Burst of speed. Avoids Napo. Gets a corner. There comes a flag, so this will come back regardless. And Pittsburgh has good pursuit to the 46. But Napo on a blindside block will be the reason why this return will not even stand.
Napo gives a little finger wave, too, saying, no, you cannot do that. She's one of the best special teamers as well. She got down there, was about to make a tackle, and got a blindside block right to the back.
I don't know if we have another look at that.
But Napo seems like she's okay. And that's huge for field position because they're going to get that ball 45, 50-yard line. And now they're going to get it around the 20-yard line.
And another look.
See it right here. Napo does a good job forcing her inside, and then there's the blindside block. You just can't do that. 10, 20 years ago, you could do that every single time. Your coach would be telling you, great block. Now, can't do that in men's or women's football. As a guy that used to love throwing those blocks, because, like, I mean, unless you do something completely wrong, it's a free shot. Everybody thinks you made such a big hit. But I think it was about 8 years ago they said no more of that, too dangerous of a play.
Well, the Pittsburgh defense in a big series here now with DC, who has not led in this game. Trailed 7-0 and 14-7. As they go back to the ground game on first down. And Pittsburgh has not allowed DC to really do anything on the ground as Buckman gets that carry.
Has been their best rusher. The only time they've had success on the ground is when Cagiotti has called her own number when everybody's covered downfield.
So second down, 7. That last play gaining 3 for Buckman. Cagiotti flips it out into the flat. And shrugging off one was Kelly, and then help arrives, and it's going to lose a bunch. Way back to the 22.
Great coverage, and Lizzie Marks ends up getting that tackle, but you had a convoy of passion coming here on the left side. Watch this. There's the first missed tackle, but when you have 2 or 3 of your best friends right there to clean up the job, that's how you use your pursuit angles right there and not let that screen pass become positive yards. Another 3rd and long here for the DC Divas. We'll see if they snap before the 2-minute warning. It looks like they will not.
That will take us to the 2-minute warning. 14-14 tied between Pittsburgh and DC. Did you expect it any other way? We didn't. Come back with more. Final 2 of the first half and the WFA Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV, so that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season.
From Slippery Rock University, the site of our WFA Game of the Week. 2 minutes to go here in the second. Congialdi, a slant route caught for the first down. And a great tackle there, maybe a touchdown saving one. Sienna Britt on the reception for DC. 16? 19 on the catch and run.
We have a stoppage of play. It was not a timeout. They want 7 extra seconds. Cagiotti will gladly accept, and now they have Sims in the backfield. You're going to see a lot of hurry up here from the DC Divas. Sims is going to be back there pretty much as a extra blocker.
She does there as Congialdi dials up another, and it's another catch, and Britt's going to get loose. Another first down. And here come the Diva offense, back-to-back big plays.
Watch this catch one more time real quick. Get an airborne on that one.
That was 22 yards and a Diva first down inside the 40 of Pittsburgh. Back to pass, Congialdi throwing way overcooked. Incomplete.
Honestly, that's okay, though, because you've been running hurry up here. You can finally get back in the huddle, call your next 2 or 3 plays on 2nd and 10. Pretty much the discussion here is if you don't get out of bounds, here's our second play. You can go up on the line of scrimmage. But Congialdi, this is exactly what she likes, Matt. 4-5 wide. You know that she's throwing here on out unless they call something by surprise. Trusting her wide receivers. Sims still back there as that sidecar as an extra blocker. Won't see her go out on many routes, but does a really good job protecting her quarterback.
Shotgun on 2nd down and 10. Congialdi will go down to the far sideline. It is caught for a big play down that 4-pound tree. Sienna Britt, her 3rd reception of this drive. And DC is threatening now. First down and 10 at the 11 after the gain of 26.
Exactly what the DC Divas want. They have still a minute left. You might see the first run of this drive, possibly if you want to make sure the Passion use those timeouts.
Congialdi one more time. Rolls, surveys, throws, and Britt drops one. Incomplete. And we hadn't heard from the wide receiver from Clinton, New Jersey in this episode of DC and Pittsburgh, but this rivalry all familiar with what Britt can bring to the table. She was a part of that comeback a season ago.
Really interested to see if the Divas try to milk any of this clock, or at this point it's just if we score a touchdown, we don't care how much time's left. If the Passion do have another chance.
Congione with pressure, steps up. Congione going to take off, and for the third time tonight, she is in with her legs. The quarterback of DC doing damage on the ground, and the Divas have the lead for the first time tonight.
She's going to keep calling her number over and over again. As soon as she sees everybody drop back to pass, does a really good job once again. She said, you can talk about my arm all you want, but my legs are just as dangerous. Third rushing touchdown, like Matt just noted, already in this game. What a job by her. As soon as she gets downhill, good luck trying to stop her. Another great touchdown drive for the DC Divas.
9 plays, 76 yards, with an even buck on the clock. As the Hall extra point is good. No is no good. As actually, Christina Fernandez misses that extra point, and DC will have a 6-point lead.
We saw how big that was last week. You never know. And if I'm the Passion, Matt, you have a minute with two timeouts here. If you can get a quick first down here on the first play, I would see then that hurry-up offense go. You'd love a good kick return here as well.
Yeah, can Pittsburgh put something together? And it seems to me, Damon, from a defensive perspective, Pittsburgh went no huddle on that opening drive of the ball game. DC defense struggled. DC goes no huddle on that last drive. Pittsburgh's defense struggled. You know, I understand it's a maturation and it beats you up from a stamina perspective, but would have to imagine you're going to see Pittsburgh go into a huddle here, and maybe both of these offenses sprinkle it in throughout the second half of this one.
Yeah, both of the quarterbacks so comfortable with the playbook, and they probably call their own plays sometimes as well, and you can't get your subs in.
That one bobbled around, and Pittsburgh going to get good field position here with 2 timeouts in their pocket. See what Pittsburgh decides to dial up.
Every second counts too, Matt, and when that ball came off like a line drive off that kickoff, only took 2 seconds off the clock. So Chavez, like you just said, has 2 timeouts, 57 seconds. You can get a first down in the first 2 plays here. I think you'll see no huddle and see if they can get down to the red zone. Remember, Cody Johnson does have a leg if they can get him field goal position before the end of half.
Yeah, Divas found that out the hard way in this last meeting. Walk-off field goal, Pittsburgh won 17-14 in that one. Now Chavez in the Pittsburgh offense. Back to pass. Will throw into traffic, incomplete. Paige Bragg, the intended receiver, but Chavez trying to fit that one in a tight window.
I like the first down play right there. If that's caught, you're getting 20, 25 yards. Cody Johnson was open in the flat, but you're going to need a couple big plays to get in the red zone late, under a minute to go.
Second down at 10 from the 42. Play action. Chavez rolls, fires, and fires too long this time. Paige Bragg, again, the intended receiver, and just like that, it's third down. And with 48 seconds to go.
Cagioti's going, give me the ball back with 30 seconds left. You never know what could happen. See this one roll out to the left. Chavez does a good job getting out there in space, but just 2 yards to the left, a little bit too strong for Bragg, and now a huge third down for the Passion.
Back to pass on third down. Chavez fires. It's intercepted. Picked off. Arzu on the INT for DC.
Chavez trying to make a play out of nothing there. Again, you got 45 seconds on the clock, and that one looked just a little bit rushed as she set her feet here. Gets into double coverage. Really nice play by the Divas as well, as that's the second interception now in this first half.
Seska Arzu on the interception. Hampton, Maryland product gets a turnover, and now DC has a chance to go up by 2 scores. And again, they get the ball to start the second half. Pittsburgh needs a lockdown stop here. But they have not had the answer. Last drive is Concialdi surveys, rolls, thinks about taking off to run with it. Flag is down.
Probably going to be a holding.
Yeah, and she's going to get only a yard. And there is a hold on the Divas.
That's a huge play by the Passion. If somehow Coggiotti got out or maybe found an open receiver downfield, if you go down by 2 scores going into half here, you start to panic a little bit. But
we're having technical difficulties with the scoreboard on your screen. There is 30 seconds left to go on the clock.
Now, Matt, it'll be interesting to see if the Divas try to go deep one more time or maybe just knee it and call it a half up by 6 points.
First and 20, already in DC territory now. Back to pass with some cash pressure. Head down she goes. She is being dragged down. And Pittsburgh got the stop they needed. Cash came in, caused a disruption, and then finishing it off for Pittsburgh was Lizzie Martz.
See the pass rush one more time as the second quarter is going to come to an end here, but Coggioti's been sacked twice, and Tiana Cash is the reason for both of those huge plays, and that's how you respond going into half. Not everything going your way, but a big stop for the Passion to at least go into halftime with some momentum.
But DC wins the first half of play. They lead it 20-14 over Pittsburgh. It is halftime here at Slippery Rock and our halftime show of Pittsburgh Passion Football and the WFA Pro Game of the Week. It rolls on. Divas 20, Pittsburgh 14, and a lot more football still to come. Don't go anywhere here in the Game of the Week.
Supportive.
Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected.
Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great.
Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive. Dedication.
Professional.
Care.
Opportunities.
Excellent.
Passionate.
Family.
Family.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV, so that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
And as we can see, the future of technology is with us. You might be thinking, Doc, this is truly amazing. And we got
Hey, is the projector ready? Come on, time for a team meeting.
And we welcome you back here to halftime, where the DC Divas lead the Pittsburgh Passion 20-14 at the break. Pittsburgh undefeated to this point of the season and 4-0. DC, their only loss this season is to the Pittsburgh Passion. A big reason for the Passion's undefeated season is their running back, Ellison Napo. There's a new name, but nothing new to her game, and I got a chance to catch up with her earlier this season to talk about last year and her expectations in 2026. This Heart of the Passion interview brought to you by A Nation. Ellison Napo joins us.
Hi.
New name, nothing new to her game. She's still number 22 in your Passion program and kind enough to join us as we give you a behind-the-scenes look at Pittsburgh Passion 2026 football.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Good to have you as another season at tailback for these Pittsburgh Passion.
Yep.
And your expectations for this 2026 season, what would they be?
To run fast, to run hard, trust my blockers, being able to hopefully have good vision, and really just try to help the team where I can, always.
You started with the Passion back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell rookie Ellie when she first started about what she was about to embark on?
I'd say trust the process. I think there's a lot of highs and lows in the journey. You come from a background of playing sports your whole life and being a starter, and then to start all over again on a pro league, it was definitely a humbling experience. And then to really trust the process and keep working hard and expanding your mind and your body, what it can do. So definitely trust the process to my younger self.
Certainly have trusted it to get this Passion team to heights that they had not been, gone to the Eastern Conference Championship a season ago, a National Conference Championship a season ago. But I know that you personally and this team want to get to the National Championship.
Definitely.
What do you think that it needs, or what needs to happen to get there?
I think a lot of it needs to be honestly off the field, making sure we are prioritizing our bodies, staying healthy, prioritizing our mind, our mental health, and really supporting one another. I trust the coaches, I trust our playbook, I know what we can do on the field, so I think it's a matter of what we're doing individually and collectively off the field too that will make sure that we get to the championship.
Tough battle with the DC Divas,
Yeah.
which is turning into, it's not the best rivalry in the conference or the division. It's the best rivalry in women's football.
I'd like to think so too.
Right? Why is that, and what makes playing them such a good game? It almost reminds me of Steelers-Ravens, where the games are always close. They're always by a score or two. Certainly played out that way in DC. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the rivalry is so good?
It's a good question. I think we both have taste what it feels like to be so stinking close. So I think the drive and our hearts are there. Our playing styles are similar but also different, where I feel like they even out a good bit. I mean, DC definitely has a very big physical team, but I think we have, you know, the speed and the power. So it just is like where our team has one thing, their team has another thing, and it just goes back and forth, and it's exciting to watch and it's exciting to be a part of.
With your ability at the running back position, from a schematic standpoint, of course you want to run really fast. That's always the goal. But like even picking your spots, I feel like when watching you run, you're always so patient, trying to let your blocks develop. Is that something you've worked on, or it's come naturally to you?
I've worked on it so much. I started as a receiver for most of my career. So to come off the line really hard, to hit a cut fast, get off the line, it took me definitely a good year to really develop that patience and to trust my blockers. I think being a receiver helped me a lot too, understanding what I did as a perimeter blocker and understanding, okay, she's pushing her this way, I need to cut up this way. So being able to play so many different positions throughout my career has helped me be able to get the yards where I can go, because I'm trying to think of the mindset of a receiver or a blocker.
You're in school teaching during the day as a gym teacher,
Yep.
Physical education. That is a demanding job in its sense. So you were not only going to school and teaching kids and being able to enlighten them every day, and then coming to practice. That's a gauntlet of a schedule. What does like a day in the life of Ellis and Napo look like?
Waking up at 5 a.m., getting ready, making sure I eat a good breakfast. I think nutrition's the hardest part to make sure I'm staying on top of with working a full-time job and then football. And then getting to work by 7 a.m., teaching classes. It is physically demanding. Like I play a game on Saturday, and then on Monday I'm teaching kids how to do deadlift series and move their bodies the right way, and I'm giving examples of how to do the movements. So it is taxing. By the end of the day, I have an average of 20,000 steps.
Wow.
It's a lot, but I wouldn't change it. I love moving. It's good for my body even after the games too. So it's nice to be able to get to a level of teaching kids, you know, how to move their bodies in a healthy way. And in the health classroom is really great, learning about mental health and how to prioritize yourself. And then to be able to get home from work and then have a little bit of downtime and then come to practice and train and get home at 11 and rinse and repeat.
Do you ever get to the point where, like, are the kids embracing? Are they watching games? Like, are they cheering you on?
They definitely are. I come in and especially since women's football is growing, which is awesome. I love that my students get to see what I do outside of school, because you know you see. Whenever I was a kid, if I saw my teacher outside of school, I'd be like, this is so weird. But now they get to see me on social media and kind of get to see this different side of me. So I think it really helps our relationship and being able to have a good rapport with each student, which is really awesome.
Speaking of the rapport, how fun is it with this group of ladies that just continue to elevate both on and off the field? I know that you feel the same way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, these women are my sisters, my best friends. You know, if we good news, I'm going to them. Bad news, I'm going to them, and we support each other truly like family.
Ellie, thanks so much for the time. Always a pleasure. And
always appreciate it.
Always. Ellie Napo joins us here as the 8 Nation Heart of the Passion interviews continue. We got more Pittsburgh Passion football for you coming up next.
Thank you.
On a postcard perfect day in southwestern Pennsylvania, DC leads Pittsburgh 20-14. I don't see a reason to cancel any events.
No,
it looks fine to me.
I said if I wasn't here, I'd probably go to some sort of concert. I don't know which one that a lot of people might want to be at right now, but
well, all the action's here.
Yeah.
Where else would you rather be? Let's take a look at the first half action, and Ellie Napo gets into the end zone, gets Pittsburgh on the board 7-0.
And this is where kind of you thought no matter what Pittsburgh did, they were doing everything right. Tiana Cash with a huge sack right there. Force a punt on that first drive, and then you get an interception on the other side. The DC Divas having the splash plays so far in this one with 2 interceptions here in the first half.
Yep, that Amaya King INT set them up, first down and goal, and you can't put Amanda Congialdi that close to the end zone because she'll do this. She'll get into the end zone with her legs the first ties things at 7. Then Pittsburgh responds, puts together an 11-play drive that finishes Marcelina Chavez back into the end zone, doing it with her legs.
But do you remember that rushing touchdown by Kajialdi? Why don't you get a second one right there, making a defender miss on the blitz? We talk about her arm so much.
That was a fourth and goal situation.
That was
and then
the goal line one, and then you get one more. 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half.
A hat trick in the first half for Kajialdi with that, and then the interception there late in the half. But Pittsburgh would be able to capitalize and make sure that DC didn't put any more points on the board before they went into the locker room. We will go pay some bills when we come back. Second half action in the WFA Pro Game of the Week, one of the greatest rivalries in women pro sports. The second half with nothing decided yet. Don't go anywhere. Passion, Divas, second half coming up when we come back.
Time for dinner.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
This Pittsburgh Passion broadcast is brought to you in part by UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. We still have 7 minutes to go here at halftime.
Extended halftime because of the flag football.
Yeah, you're watching some flag football is going on there, so that's always a nice curveball to the broadcast. But an exciting first half nonetheless, and some exciting play on the field with girls flag. I mean, you're talking about the Pittsburgh Passion. They're the defending WFA flag national champions, won the national championship last year at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and were able to get that championship last year and going to try to defend their title. But they're also extending the game in a variety of ways, and most notably, that is allowing players to experience flag football from the national champions in the Pittsburgh Passion with a clinic coming up. And that we'll tell you more about that clinic when we come back. We are going to step aside as these teams get warmed up for the second half. Divas in Passion, second half action, moments away. Don't go anywhere. The game of the week.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Supportive.
Grateful.
Inspiring.
Connected. Integrated.
Community. Communication.
Great.
Fun.
Meaningful.
Inclusive. Dedication.
Professional.
Care.
Opportunities. Excellent. Passionate.
Family. Family.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV, so that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season. And as we can see, the future of technology is with us. You might be thinking, Doc, this is truly amazing. And we got.
Hey, is the projector ready? Come on, time for a team meeting.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Hi, I'm F. Doc Harris, and I'm here to talk to you about women's professional football. I've played a lot of video games, and I've watched a lot of football on TV, so that makes me an expert. I can tell you right now, I know what real football looks like.
Oh, hey, Doc. Thank you.
Good luck this season.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
2026 Pittsburgh Passion Football is brought to you in part by UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. And as we gear up for the second half, at halftime, girls from high school flag football programs got to play a condensed game. And there's some of the looks of the coaches of the Pittsburgh Passion and the Pittsburgh Passion flag national champions. Passion will be hosting a girls flag football camp under the lights Thursday, July 16th, and girls entering grades 8 through 12. The camp will focus on position-specific drills, speed and agility stations, and competitive live play while being evaluated by college coaches at Slippery Rock University's newly announced girls flag football program. The camp will run from 5:30 to 8:30 with check-in at 5 p.m. Registration is live now. You can go to the Rock Flag Football camps.srucampsandprograms.com to register.
Matt, you talked about it. The sport is absolutely exploding. It's going to be an Olympic sport. You have sponsored athletes now on a lot of different campuses for girls flag football, and then obviously if they enjoy the flag football portion when they graduate, they can end up playing for two of the top teams, the DC Divas or the Pittsburgh Passion.
Yeah, the opportunities for this sport continue to grow, and it is great to see. Hopefully the Pittsburgh Passion can also defend their WFA flag national championship in Canton, Ohio this July. Passion's Emily Smith descended to DC, leading by 6. The Divas all the way inside the 10, fielded from the 6 for Britt. And Britt is across the 20. Good containment there by the special teams unit for Pittsburgh. Bethany Meyer doing it on all sides of the football here tonight. Coomer in also on that staff. And now Pittsburgh, you need to lock down here. This is a crucial drive for both sides, of course, for DC to put themselves in a driver's seat and for Pittsburgh to keep the Divas just one score in front.
The same story as always. You're doing a really good job slowing down the rushing attack from the DC Divas other than Cagliotti in the red zone, but that passing attack for the DC Divas always give the Passion fits. We'll see what they adjusted to here in the second half. And on the other side, the Passion's run game has not been stopped very much by the DC Divas as well.
Elvis Cook the motion, and then a handoff left side to Struber, and Struber breaks free, has a first down and more all the way to the 39-yard line. Huge first push and gets 17 and a Diva first down.
And this is what makes this offense so dangerous. If the run attack starts going as well, then you wonder, what can we do? Do we come out and start sending blitzes again? Are we dropping back in zone? I know the Divas want to be a little bit more balanced as they get ready for the playoffs and try to win this football game.
Play handoff. Struber is brought down in the backfield. Tiana Cash on the stop. And Cash reminds you of another Pittsburgh legend on the defense at War 55.
Yeah, if you've been listening to me for the last 2 years, she might be my favorite player. The way that she uses that rip move inside causes havoc. We need a huge second half, the Passion fans do, for Tiana Cash. You'd love to get in there, sack on Cagliotti, make her uncomfortable in that pocket as much as you can.
2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. They motion Buckman out of the backfield. Cagliotti settles, throws, back shoulder tipped away and incomplete. Trying to get Howell, maybe a Howell, the intended receiver. And in the vicinity there, Cameron Rufner. It will be 3rd down and 11 for DC.
Really nice play set up there. You could have went to the screen, the tight end screen on the right side. You end up going on the slant with Howell. Both were open. Cagliotti just threw it a little bit behind her. Going to be upset with herself there. Could have been a big play. You'll see right here. The flat is wide open. She passes up on it because they bite on it, but that ball is thrown behind her, and now a huge 3rd down for the Passion to try to get a punt from the Divas.
It would be what they need. A fake to Cook, and then try to dump it out into the flat, and it's knocked away. There's a flag down. Duffield got her Paul in the vicinity of that pass and swatted it away. The flag's going against DC, and Pittsburgh gets the stop they needed.
Duffield leads the team with sacks with 2.5, but right there drops back in coverage when she sniffs out the pass, gets a paw on it. What a play right there. You see it in the NFL how important it is now if your defensive line can get their hands up on passing situations when they can't get to the quarterback. Heads up play right there. That is exactly what the doctor ordered, Matt, after that drive going into half and how the Divas flipped the script and got the lead. Quick punt, the Passion force right here. And love a huge return by Harris. We haven't seen one yet this year. I called a touchdown last year. Matt, I'm calling a punt return touchdown maybe for the 2nd time.
Okay, I like it. They bring someone on late for Fernandez to punt this one.
That doesn't count. It went out of bounds. At least give me a chance.
Pittsburgh will have a chance at the 34-yard line. Boy, defensively, Damon, you could not have asked for a better start to this second half than what Pittsburgh's defense was able to produce.
You give up that big run on the first play of the second half, makes you a little bit nervous, but other than that, the defense does exactly what you want out of Tiana Cash, out of Duffield, and now the Passion have a huge drive here to try to respond. You can take back the lead because, again, remember that missed extra point. You're only down by 6.
Notice there's Marcelina Chavez lining up as the receiver. Emma Gurley is in at quarterback. Gurley hands it off to Napo. And Napo was grabbed at the line of scrimmage and somehow scrummages forward for 3.
I like the different look here. We know Emma Gurley also can throw the football pretty well, but it might have just been a one play where you have Chavez line up at wide receiver. We'll see. It looks like Gurley's going to stay at quarterback for another play.
She had a touchdown pass in Tampa in this season opener against the Inferno. Softball player. Now Gurley throws it to the quarterback, and Chavez, who turns receiver with a flag down.
And I'll be honest with you, if I see the replay, I think they're going to get Cody Johnson on holding. I just thought it was really good blocking. We'll see if that ends up being the call. They're discussing it right now. I just think it was a really good pancake block. You'll see it on the left side of your screen here, and they're going to call holding right there. I don't see a hold. I just see really good blocking.
I saw Johnson engaged with the defender and then the defender falling down.
Looks like they're going to maybe take the flag away.
Yes, they are. Well, good call, Damon.
You know, I'm not right a lot of the times, but right there, I'm always going to give wide receiver props. When I played football, I caught a couple passes, but I was known for blocking downfield, so I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Really good job there to spring Chavez.
First down at 10 from the 46.
Chavez still at wide receiver.
Yep, in the slot. Inside on the lower part of your screen, you got Meister Chavez with her on the near side. Johnson is the motion woman. And they hand it off. No, they give it off to Chavez on the reverse. Chavez, long route to get to the corner, and that's all she'll get. She'll lose 2 as the corner was contained by DC.
I like the different looks the Passion are giving you right there, but that play just took a little bit too long to develop, and the DC Divas sniffed it out. Just give Chavez the corner there and force her to the outside boundary. See right here, I like the play design. It just seems like it took a little bit long to develop on that reverse to Chavez, and then when you get your outside linebacker in your corner, use that sideline as your friend right there and make Chavez go out of bounds. Good play there by the DC Divas.
Long adjustment here at the line of scrimmage. Second down at 12.
Play clock is not going, and I think the refs want a couple extra seconds on the game clock, so we're going to have a stoppage of play. Yeah, 12:05, because Chavez went out of bounds and it never stopped the clock, Matt. Right now it's at 11:30, so they need to bump it up 35 seconds. There we go.
Second down at 12. Trips. Gurley still in a quarterback. We'll go back to pass. Surveys. Got grabbed down by her hair and tossed down. Gurley is sacked.
Right there, that's the one thing
Jada Jenkins.
Gurley doesn't have, maybe that Chavez does. She can kind of make something out of nothing there, that pass rush. Gurley just had nowhere to go. Nice inside move there by the Divas. Now a 3rd and over 18 yards.
Pistol for Gurley. Rolls out. Gurley will wind and throw. Tipped off a hand and incomplete. 4th down. Pittsburgh and the drive stunted by the Divas defense. Punt unit comes on for Pittsburgh.
And, Matt, I'll tell you what, Arzu is a linebacker, but a lot of times you see her in pass coverage, and she does a really good job. You'll see her at the end of this play, too. She's usually covering a tight end or a receiver. You had Meister out there as well, and she's done a really good job in pass coverage. Got to give her credit. And you can see some of the Passion players a little bit upset with that drive.
Johnson puts a boot into this one to Kacharia Johnson. Now that's Britt back there. Britt's not going to touch this one. And it will be inside the 20. Great punt by Johnson at the 17.
Special teams in a game like this are going to be really important. That's one way you can flip the field right there inside the 20. Talk about Johnson so much being the field goal kicker on this team and the punter.
25-yard punt by Cody Johnson. And now Passion need another great defensive stop like it was in the opening drive of this quarter. Pittsburgh comes into this game 4-0. They are unblemished. DC 3-1. They're only lost to these Pittsburgh Passion back in May in our nation's capital. Tight formation, and it's Sims. Sims off the right side to the 21-yard line, and now maybe right out of the gate, Damon, your thought is, is DC going to try to have time and possession up by 6?
They're the way they play offense, they might try to fool you and run the ball a couple times in a row, but the Caggialdi wants to throw the football at all times. We'll see what happens here, but I just can't see them flipping the script. But we'll see. With Sims back there, she's a good extra blocker, but you can give her the ball at any time as well. Not the feature back this year, but it looks like she's starting to get herself in this offense some more.
Sims another call. Sims rumbles a yard shy of the first down, or it will be third down.
Yeah, coming into this game, Matt, Sims only had 15 carries on the year. We're used to seeing her as a feature back for the DC Divas.
It's a lot of credit to what you were talking about earlier in this broadcast about how many Diva receivers touch the football, now how many are able to run the football, including Caggialdi. Third down 1, beg your pardon. And it's a free play, not blown dead, thrown, nice broke up there. Dadza was on the scene there as everybody went on about 65% on that play because I think everybody seemed unsure about it.
Seems like we're having some clock troubles once again. Even the players are now looking up at the press box. I hope they're not looking at us. We're one level above, so it's not us, but hopefully we get that figured out. You see they were going to go with a corner blitz right there, just mistimed it. Should be first down for the Divas.
Apparently there is a technical issue in the scoreboard room.
Now, we have seen it before. The refs can have the game clock and control it down there, but it's going to confuse a lot of the players. And now they're telling the officiating crew to please hold as they're going to try to figure out the clock.
Maybe
again.
The PA announcer would cue up some holding music while we wait.
Well, it sounds like he's one of the ones trying to figure it out in there right now, too. This could be a fix that takes 10 seconds, Matt, or it could take a couple minutes. We'll see.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
They have music playing. The ref is trying to talk over the music now. So just like I said, Matt, the ref is going to keep the game clock on the field, which might make it a little bit challenging for us. But right now we know it's 9:47.
Right, so we'll take the time off until they fix it on their end. At 9:47 here in the third. But know that that's a facility malfunction. We clear out the backfield here. Caggialdi throws an in and out of the hands of Navia Howe.
And this crowd, it's been loud here today. And now with the clock not working, a drop pass there, they're trying to get back into this game and help the Passion force another punt by the Divas. Gotta love the crowd turnout these last two games for the Passion, Matt. Everybody getting behind them as they're 4-0.
It'll be second down and 10. Down a distance also a part of this issue. Double clutch and throws completed. And a quick tackle, though, as Clark makes the catch. Quickly decked there for Pittsburgh by March.
I think we might get a legal woman downfield as well, as I think the tackle was down across the line of scrimmage right there. Now the question is, do you want to accept that penalty?
Yep. I think you might take the yards here. Make this second down and long. It's a long decision here.
Coach
the
T,
official.
Coach T has got her money's worth on a couple of these calls so far, but they're going to end up taking it, so it's going to be second and long.
Everybody was ready for play except our head official. So they do take the penalty. Backs him up to the 25-yard line where it will be second down and 15.
Matt, this rivalry, you never know what you're going to see. Now we don't have a clock working, but everybody's ready to play.
Throwing over the middle. Oh, wow. Janasha Harris, but Buckman holds on. A big-time hit. We've seen two great ones in as many weeks.
What I love is Buckman gets right up. Harris makes sure she's okay, but if you don't think this is a heated rivalry, Harris reminding you how big this game is for both sides.
Third down and 8. Concioni here the near side. It's Howell on the reception. Right
close, Matt.
at the stick. Should be good enough for a DC Diva first down.
It's that comeback route again. They run it so well on the outside. As soon as that corner sets her feet, she can get beat on the inside or the outside. And Cagiotti does a really good job timing that route up. Easy pitch and catch for 10 yards.
Low snap, Concioni hands it. Pressure off the edge. Throws, completed right at the midfield stripe. And an 8-yard pass and catch as Dana Blakey makes the reception for DC, and 8 yards on first down. Second down and 2 coming up here quickly to the line for DC.
And Matt, pretty much the same exact play. They just ran it on the other wide side there, on the left side that time.
Empty the backfield. Concioni over the middle, too tall, incomplete.
Good coverage there by the Passion. They sniffed that one out. They wanted them to bite on that flat route so the middle of the field would be wide open, but they stayed home.
Gabriella Johnson, the intended receiver there. You see Cam Rufner.
This is where you got to be careful. They might go a couple of receivers going deep here, and Cagiotti calls their own number again to get 3 yards.
She is, and she does, and more. Cagiotti for first down and more. And nice call, Coach. But it gives DC a first down and another fresh set for the Divas.
Matt, sometimes you just know what's going to happen in a game. The plays that they run so well, and Cagiotti, you just had a feeling when they go 4 wide there, pretty much tell everybody to go deep and give me enough space, and she's going to pick up 7 by herself.
Full wide still. First and 10 from the 40. Cagiotti, time, throwing, receiver cut, and she'll go in to the end zone. 40 yards for the Diva touchdown. Navia Howe, and the Divas take a 2-score advantage late in the third.
And I'm going to put everybody on notice. I think that is the best receiver in the game right now. And Cagiotti looks her way the whole entire time on that post route. Way to catch it in your hands, not using your body right there, shaking off one defender and scoring for the DC Divas. Navia Howe now with 7 touchdown passes, or 7 touchdown catches this year for the Divas.
And now DC to go for 2 to make it a clean 14.
It says 27 already, but it is 26-14. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion to make it 28.
Sims is bouncing it, then flips it to Cagiotti, who tries to stretch it out, and Pittsburgh denies. Martz on that one would not allow DC in, so Sims could not do it. Didn't like what she saw, flipped it out to Cagiotti. And Pittsburgh, Rebecca Airgood, good job of stringing that one out. And it's 26-14. Divas, 2-score lead in the third. Does Pittsburgh have a comeback in them? Come back and find out.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Third quarter of Pittsburgh Passion Football, WFA Game of the Week. DC leads at 26-14. The Pittsburgh Passion, now I believe we got our clock fixed. It's 6:50 to go.
We'll see.
That drive for DC, 12 plays, 81 yards.
And you could tell the no huddle there at the end. There was just no pass rush by the Passion. Not their fault. Just you were completely gassed when you run no huddle for pretty much that whole entire drive. And how about Navia Hall? We talk about talented receivers on this team. Already 7 touchdown catches on the year.
This is an offense for DC that scored 68 points 2 weeks ago against Cincinnati. As Kelly puts her foot into this one. And here's Harris from the 28-yard line. Harris breaks one, breaks another, and is across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Good field position to start this drive. And, you know, we've now been talking about this for a couple seasons now of, man, Harris is known for her defensive prowess, but she is so dangerous when she gets the ball in her hands with an opportunity to make something happen.
Last year they were flirting with maybe giving her some offensive touches. I know she would like it, but at the same time, you got to give her a breather because she plays so well on defense as well.
This is interesting. We're back to Emma Gurley. I'm wondering if something wrong with Chavez as give it off to Napo, who has a first down for Pittsburgh. There's that running game that was so successful in the first half into DC territory to the 45-yard line. 12 yards for Napo.
Or, you know, it could be just this is the look you want to see, and Chavez out at the slot gives you another different look.
Yeah, she's downfield blocking right now as Gurley going to try to run, and corner is contained. Amaya King, who has that iron tee, made sure that corner was sealed. Going to lose 5 back to the 50. Or be second down at 15.
I would have loved for her to consider to throw that out of bounds. At the same time, you had people downfield, so it would have been a penalty. So you just kind of have to take that 5-yard loss.
Screen play to Meister. Meister lowers the stiff arm, but she goes right along with it. Does Amaya King, another tackle for King.
See King pumped up there. She doesn't mind taking a stiff arm if she ends up making the tackle there. See the screen right there to Meister. Know how dangerous she is in open field, but King doing a really good job staying latched onto her. Now a huge third down here for the Passion.
Still Gurley in at quarterback. Low snap handled. Time. Gurley throws, middle intercepted. Picked off by the Divas. Jamaica Sharp. Sharp with the convoy. Sharp pulled down from behind with a flag down. Divas will have the football.
Gurley here trying to layer it over top of the linebackers, but a really nice read again by the Divas in the middle of the field. It's so dangerous. And then all those yards after the INT once again. I think there's going to be a block in the back right there. You saw it at the end of the play, so we'll go back 15 yards. But now the defense for the Passion have to have another huge stop to keep this game from maybe even going out of control here, Matt. We saw a huge comeback by the DC Divas last year, but if they can score here and go up 3 possessions.
Well, you know, it hasn't even been a year, Damon, that one team was up 3 possessions.
One of the most improbable comebacks that we've ever seen. So, again, this rivalry, until the final whistle, you have no idea. But the Divas right now, after that first drive by the Passion, maybe thought it would be the Passion's ball game to lose. Now the Divas is completely taken over in this game, forcing 3 turnovers.
Low snap as Congione will test it. Right at the sticks, a 9-yard passing catch for Blakey. Becca Airgood on the tackle. This clock winds here late in the third. Looks to the flat, doesn't like what she sees, goes over the middle. And it's caught one more time. Nabia Howell adds another reception to her ledger as she paid for that one over the middle with Avila and Harris on the stop.
Matt, that's their number one go-to play right there. You have the flat out there for an option if you don't like it over the middle, but if Howell's open, she's going to give it to her, and it's going to be 10 yards every single time.
Amanda Sarves scrambles, tripped up in the backfield. Ashley DeChico on the sack for Pittsburgh.
Exactly what the doctor ordered there on first down. A 10-yard loss. Cagliotti could not get to that boundary.
Man, DeChico kind of looked like a Troy Polamalu-esque play here where she just said, I'm taking off and I'm going for, you can't run without your legs. I'm going for those.
And if you're going to lose this game, why not lose it being aggressive here? I love this by the Passion. Start sending pressure Cagliotti's way. Make her uncomfortable as much as you can.
Second down, 16. Pittsburgh defense needs a huge stop here to stay in it. Empty out the backfield. Buckman goes out. Here comes more pressure from DeChico. She throws it, trying to split 2 defenders in double coverage. Howell cannot hold it in. Incomplete. Dazda and Harris in the hip pocket, each side of Howell. Third down upcoming.
And it looks like Harris is going to give some extra attention to Howell the rest of this game, exactly as she should. Really good coverage right there. Ran the same play on the backside. There was a flat open and then a post across the middle. Wasn't there. Cagliotti had to go to Howell. Thought she had one-on-one coverage, ended up being double coverage. Good play there by Harris to help her corner out.
Passion fans into this one here for their defense on a 3rd and 16. Trips top of your screen. Congione steps up under pressure, throws, and it's nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Rebecca Airgood. And it will be 4th down for the Divas.
I know you always want an interception, but you would have got that ball probably at the 1 or 2 yard line. So as long as you take care of business on 4th down, you end up getting better field position. She was going to get tackled as soon as she made that pick.
Yeah, maybe almost a good drop for Pittsburgh. As you said, Damon, if they are able to make sure it's 15 or less for DC on this play.
Matt, I'm not kidding. If I can, I am double, triple teaming Navia Howe on this. You think she's probably going deep.
The Rock is rocking on a 4th and 16. Gets the snap for Congialdi. Pressured. Throws incomplete. Skip to Buckman. Pressure off the edge from DeChico. And defensively, Pittsburgh gets the stand they needed. And they get the turnover on downs. It remains a 2-score ball game.
Some people know Pittsburgh as Blitzburgh right there to Chico with a really nice rush off the edge, unmarked here, so Congialdi had to get that ball off. I want to see a lot more of that here in this second half. Don't let Congialdi find someone downfield, get pressure in her face.
Now can the offensive Pittsburgh figure it back out? Marcelina Chavez back in at quarterback. Chavez hands it off to Napo. Stretch play to the far side. Napo gets 3. And DC, Ricky Rivas on the tackle there. And DC's done a nice job adjusting to the play that Pittsburgh had so much success in the first half with.
Yeah, I think they're just battling off of blocks a little bit better, honestly. In the first half, they could not get off a block. Now those corners and linebackers are doing a better job helping out their defensive line.
100 yards for Napo, and she gets the ball back. Here for Napo. She'll add to the stat column with a Pittsburgh Passion first down as Napo's across the 40 to the 42.
Looks like there's going to be an injury on the play. Trying to make that tackle. See right here, Napo, such a physical runner. And there's an injury right at the end of that tackle.
Injured DC Diva player down. And as they tend to her, we'll step aside. 26-14, DC leads it here in the third.
Hey, come on in. Time for dinner.
Back after that injury timeout. And now Pittsburgh with a first down and 10 from their own 42, trailing 26-14. Johnson in motion. Now Paladin. Sarah met after a 1-yard pickup and then pushed backwards. Ricky Rivas flew in there like a missile on that one.
A little extracurricular after the play. It wouldn't be a secret to tell you these two teams respect each other but don't like each other right there. Nice form tackle as Sarah will take a breather now as well. But Matt, you just think with the crowd into this game, this is a huge drive for the Passion. Would love to get this to a 1-score game by the end of the third quarter or early in the fourth.
Second down at 8. Chavez will run and pick up a couple, 3 to the 47. Third down coming up here for Pittsburgh, and Passion need to lock in here on third down conversions. They have not done well here in the second half on third down.
They're going to have to run one more play. We're down to 40 seconds on the game clock, and then you're going to have a decision if you don't make it, if it's time to go for it or not. Would love to pick it up here.
Chavez almost trips, was able to get her footing, then cuts it back against the grain, and Chavez has a Pittsburgh first down to the 44 at EC.
Chavez is getting up slow, but looks like she's okay, and that's a huge first down and probably the last play of the third quarter. See right here, it's a design run all the way, little read option once again, good downfield blocking by Bragg right there, and then Chavez always fights for a couple extra yards.
Napo gets the carry, and Napo picks up another first down to the 32. And Pittsburgh wasn't content just snapping it right before the end of the third. And Pittsburgh driving. Led by Ellie Napo. Can Pittsburgh complete a comeback in the final round of one of the best rivalries in women's pro football? Let's go to it between these two heavyweights. DC and Pittsburgh, 3 rounds in. The Divas have the lead, but will they get the win? We'll find out in the WFA Pro Game of the Week when the fourth quarter comes back after this.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
'26 Pittsburgh Passion Football brought to you in part by Gozo Travel, a boutique travel concierge service specializing in ocean river cruises, all-inclusive resorts, and soft adventures, including Alaska, Hawaii, Africa, Portugal, Italy, and other bucket list travel. Explore, enrich, enjoy Gozo Travel. So a 3-yard pickup to start things by Napo here in the fourth. Pittsburgh, Damon, can put this into the end zone, make this a one-score ball game, brand new game. You score here.
Especially with how your defense responded there in their last drive.
Play action for Chavez. Has some pressure, throws, and maybe that pressure got her a little bit excited to try to get it over to Paige Bragg. It'll be third down here.
Definitely 2-down territory here, so don't have to pick it up all in one play. But definitely need to get 3 or 4 yards. You could run at the Napo or a design run to Chavez just to make it more fourth and manageable or pick up the first down. They're going to go under center here too, Matt. A different look, maybe a stretch run to the left side.
Motion, Johnson strong, and Chavez trips and falls, and it will be fourth down. I am not sure what happened there.
Sometimes when you go out of shotgun so much in a game, you get under center and it just feels a little bit foreign to you. It looks like they were trying to set it up with a motion to Cody Johnson left side there. And they were going to run a stretch play to the left, but Chavez just trips up on her own center there, and now it's going to be fourth and long.
Fourth down and 10. And a passion to go for. Play clock down to 1. Just got it off. Chavez, the boot, floats it out to Napo! Napo in space! Napo to the 10! Napo to the end zone! A conversion! A touchdown of 32 yards! And Pittsburgh's right back in it.
What a play call by the Passion. You think it's going to be doom and gloom. 4th and 10. You go with a rollout to your right, throw it across your body. Chavez showing off that athletic ability. Nice touch on that throw, and Napo does a great job hauling it in. And then her in open field. No way somebody's going to catch her. Easy touchdown for the Passion. What a play call on 4th and 10 when you're down by 2 scores.
Pittsburgh can complete a comeback. Circle that one. Extra point. Martz to make it a 5-point game. They got DC to jump. And the extra point is good. Flags are down, but Pittsburgh will accept this penalty or decline this penalty and make it 26-21. Pittsburgh 11 plays, 69 yards on that drive. Drive summary brought to you by Aid Nation. Maximum absorption for super hydration. Find out how Aid Nation can hydrate your game at aidnation.com.
Matt, this rivalry, there's never a dull moment. Right there, you think the Passion, a lot of people tell you 4th and 10, they're not going to pick that up. You end up getting a touchdown on a great play by Chavez and Napo. And now the Divas only up by 5. And I know the Divas have 26 points, but the Passion defense played really well. Remember, they've had to combat 3 turnovers from the offense.
Short fields.
Yes.
I think two of the 4 DC drives started in Pittsburgh territory. Three of
the turnover on downs.
You're right.
And 2 interceptions.
Yeah, one of them wasn't resulting in a touchdown, that late interception.
But that was a huge stop, too.
Yes,
so
it was.
The Passion's defense is showing you, give us good field position on this kickoff, and we're going to be able to stop them one more time, at least. I don't know if the crew chief is waiting on the music to stop, or he still has not figured out exactly what they're going to call here. It was a jump on the extra point.
Discussion of where in Slippery Rock you're going to get dinner tonight.
Yeah, possibly.
There it is. Yep. Oh, there's 2 penalties, holding and offsides. Both are declined.
They might have actually been talking about where they're going to dinner, because that took a little while for 2 declines.
There's a lot of great places here in Slippery Rock. Shout out to Mayor Longo of Slippery Rock. Emily Smith puts a foot into it from the 19. It's a return for Sienna Britt, shy of the 40. Nyjah Brokaw in on that tackle for Pittsburgh. And now the eyes squarely on this Pittsburgh Passion defense. If they could get another stop, some extra points in PATs and 2-point conversions for DC have this game 5 points in DC's favor with 13:13 to play. Another great episode of this series as this pass in the backfield of Buckman is denied. Forward progress stopped. Lizzie Martz, she's been everywhere tonight for Pittsburgh.
Right there, you know they love that screen pass. You got to get off your block, and she does a great job right here. You'll see. Get off the block right there, and then just force Buckman to lose all momentum right there. Great play by a corner having to fight through a wide receiver block.
Lizzie's feeling it right now. 2nd down and 15 after the loss of 5. Back at the 32. They go to the ground game, and Pittsburgh's all over it. A gain of 2. No more. They thought maybe to Harmony Buckman to catch Pittsburgh in a passing situation. They were not fooled, and quickly, 3rd and 5th, now 14, they give her 1.
Where is Navia Howell? That is my main concern right now for the Passion. You know Cagiotti's going to look for a number 1 receiver.
Buckman to the right of Cangiotti. She'll go back to pass, step up and look to run. Sidesteps one and then help her rise. Cash got her from behind at the 40, and it's 4th down for DC. And Cangiotti and Diva offense looks like they're going to stay out there.
Be careful, they could be just trying to draw you off sides here to at least make it more 4th and manageable, but right now, it looks like they're calling a play.
4th down and 8 from the 40. 4 wide receivers set. Snap to Cangiotti, pressure off the edge. Comeback route is thrown short. There's no flags. Pittsburgh gets the stop they needed. Passion football and another turnover on downs. And Pittsburgh will have the football in DC territory with 11 minutes to play.
Again, the pass rush at least makes Cagiotti a little bit uncomfortable, and really good coverage on the outside there against Howe. Another humongous stop for the Pittsburgh Passion. Great job by the secondary on that drive. And now Chavez has the momentum on her side. Great shot there by our camera crew for this offense to try to go down the field and get their first lead since the first quarter.
First down and 10 for Pittsburgh. Chavez operates from the 40. And she'll keep. Chavez first down and more inside the 30. And the roller coaster of emotions in this one, a gain of 13 for Chavez.
Where would you rather be, Matt? This rivalry, no matter what, you never know what you're going to get. Now the Passion driving down the field.
Pistol. Napo the call. Stretch play. Napo spins away from blockers, pushes forward to the 21. Sharp on the stop for DC. Pittsburgh goes down 26-14 in this game. And as the clock winds here on the 4th, Passion trying to retake the lead. Haven't led since it was 14-7. Keeping is Chavez. Can she get the edge? She does. And gets escorted out of bounds.
A little bit of late tackle
there. Yeah, a little bit. But they let the play finish out there. Rivas on the tackle.
If it's funny, if that was a big hit, it's going to be a flag, but because it's just a little dragged down, the refs will say, okay, everybody's all good.
Third down and 2. Cody Johnson, a fullback dive play, and it looks like she only got back to the line of scrimmage, where this is going to be 4th down now for Pittsburgh. And they had to convert a 4th down last series that they not only converted but scored the touchdown. What will they down up on 4th down here?
Going under center again.
Chavez will hand off to Napo. Napo sidesteps one, sidesteps another, stretches for the first down. How did she do it? Ellison Napo, all-out effort. And she down now on the far sideline. But this play to keep the series alive.
And you hope she's okay. It looks like a defender landed on her when she outstretched that arm. I don't want to speculate what the injury was, but I'm guessing it's either that left or right shoulder. From my playing days, when you stretch out your arm, you got someone landing on you. That's where a separated shoulder or something along those lines can happen. But what an effort by Napo to keep this drive alive, and you hope she can get up pretty quickly here for the Passion.
Everyone has gone down to a knee. This stadium has gone quiet, knowing that not only one of the best players for the Pittsburgh Passion, but one of the best players in all of the WFA. No one wants to see one of their sisters down, and the athletic training unit for Pittsburgh tending to her now on that far sideline after she stretches for a Pittsburgh Passion first down. She's been such a key cog for Pittsburgh all season.
Over 100 rushing yards today. This year leading the team in rushing with over 595 yards, and it looks like she's going to be able to get up on her feet momentarily.
That's great to see.
Dealt with some injuries last year as well, how physical of a runner she is. And it looks like she is grabbing that left arm. One of the most talented running backs, once again, in the whole entire league. And that play is the epitome of what type of runner she is. It looked dead to rights and broke about 3 tackles and stretched out her arm to even get the first down.
I don't know if we can get another look at this run, but the amount of times that she was dead to rights. I'm going to get another look at it.
Right here, you think the whole play is pretty much broken. Breaks one tackle there. There's a second tackle, outreach, and then right there you get landed on in your shoulder. Right away, you can tell that she's in some pain. So they'll be checking up on that shoulder. Right now, Sarah Padalin's going to have to come in the game and be a key role for the rest of this game for the Passion. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of Chavez giving it to herself here the rest of the game.
Chavez, Paladin the call, sidesteps. It didn't look good to the left. She goes to the right, picks up a yard, then gets decked there. Davis on the tackle for DC. Sarah, a member of this team for 4 years. In addition to being a running back and the national anthem singer tonight, she's also a massage therapist. Another big-time hit. And chugging forward, what a burst of power. This time for Bethany Meyer.
You're going to have this rushing attack. A lot of people are going to have to contribute now that Napo's out of this game, and Meyer is one of the ones that can give you some different jet sweeps there. Right there, you think she's dead to rights, maybe a yard or two, gets a stiff arm and fights for another 5-6 yards for the Passion. Every yard counts down here at the red zone as it gets so tight.
3rd down and 4. Ball at the 10. They go play action. Chavez, naked boot. She'll throw to the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Angie Cardillo, the intended receiver, and it will now be 4th down. I've got to be honest, Damon, I'm a little surprised you didn't see Chavez tuck that one and try to pick up the first herself.
Yeah, I thought about the same thing. You see it a lot in any form of football right there. It's pretty much you're either trusting your arm or legs right there. Chavez thought she could fit that in there, but she could have maybe got a first down. She's asking if we're running the same play, it looks like, or what we're kind of changing here. But you got to think somehow, some way, Chavez is going to try to get in some open field by herself here.
Another Pittsburgh 4th down. Can they convert another one? Chavez boots out to the near side this time. Will run. Chavez, first down. Chavez, 1st and goal, Pittsburgh. Another 4th down conversion for this Passion squad. Cardiac ladies doing it again.
What a run right there by Chavez, and pretty much your RB1 right now on those bootlegs. And we'll see if she calls her own number once again here.
No, it will be Paladin, and Paladin sings the national anthem, and now she scores the go-ahead touchdown. Passion back in front.
Couldn't ask for a better time to score your first rushing touchdown of the year for Sarah Paladin, and now they're going to go for 2. I know she's been wanting a touchdown. Why not against your rival to hopefully get your first lead in this ball game since the first quarter?
It's Sarah Paladin night here in Pittsburgh. You sing the anthem, you score your first rushing touchdown, and it's the go-ahead TD here in the fourth. 6:41 to go. Pittsburgh to go for 2 to take a critical 3-point lead here in the fourth quarter. What a football game. And I feel like we have still so much to go. Chavez looks, thinks, and it's in! 2 more for Pittsburgh. A 9-play, 40-yard drive. Pittsburgh comes back down 2 scores to take a 3-point advantage against their rivals. When it's Pittsburgh and DC, this game is never over.
If you don't think Kaji might have something up her sleeve, but first, appreciate this drive. Chavez with the 2-point conversion. Adeline getting the rushing touchdown. What a response with your star player, Napo. You can see her with her shoulder pads off now. They're still checking out that shoulder. But what a drive from the Pittsburgh Passion. And can their defense come up with one more big stop at first? Starts off with a kickoff. Again, you do not want to kick it to DC and let the most dangerous returner in the league, Johnson, get her hands on this football. They've been trying to kick it Britt's way.
Smith the kick. And the return across the 35. It is Britt. And a nice tackle, open field for Pittsburgh. That's Martz again. Man, what an addition Lizzie Martz has been to this defensive unit, also on the special teams.
Always cracks me up, too. Harris is on every single play. I mean, somebody's helping her out. She's tackling somebody. But here comes Kajialdi with the biggest drive of the season so far, down by 3 when you thought you had a commanding lead, up by 2 scores.
And she's led some comebacks over these Pittsburgh Passions. She did so a year ago. A few years prior to that, it was a Hail Mary that was answered to beat Pittsburgh.
Can these two just play every week? Can we just?
Oh my goodness, it's as good as it gets between these two. From the 44, Congialdi to throw, and it's incomplete.
Dropped it.
Blakey had it and then lost it. Second down and 10 coming up, back at the 44.
They love those comeback routes, but at any time, a defender, if they get a lick on you or can swat that ball away, that route becomes way more dangerous. Good coverage there by the Passion.
Congialdi goes over 100 yards passing. She will do so on her next throw. She is 198 right now. So looking for 200, and she has it. And Adiba first down as she gets her favorite receiver, as maybe a Howe reels in another one.
Over 200 yards for Kajialdi. It is never a dull moment once again for her. One of the best passers we've ever seen in this league. 200 is just another day in the office.
Another sling broken up. Oh, Airgood knocked that one up. Blakey could not catch up to it. Incomplete. Rebecca Airgood, one of those ladies in this Pittsburgh Passion secondary that just does her job.
The only thing the Passion have not done in this game has got a turnover. This one was almost one right there. You think Harris is licking her chops there back at safety, trying to jump a route. You know Cagiotti's going to have to be aggressive on this drive.
Buckman out of the backfield. They'll swing it out to her. In open space, cuts it at the 40 and pulled down at the 39. It will be third down for DC as Cameron Rufner chases her down. Third down and 5 at the 39-yard line.
Matt, here comes this crowd. The home field advantage for the Pittsburgh Passion.
A lot of cowbell.
More cowbell. Always more cowbell.
Always more. Design run for Congiotti. She lowers her shoulder. She is locked down. Pittsburgh slams the door shut on Amanda Congiotti, and it's fourth down DC, under 5 to play. Pittsburgh wants their fans to get loud. It's fourth down in the game of the week. Both teams have all 3 timeouts apiece. Timeout, DC, not anymore. Divas want to chat this one over.
Crowd's happy about that one. I think they're pretty, you could say, give them credit for causing that timeout. Looked like Cagiotti was a little bit confused at the line of scrimmage here, and you don't want to use those before the 2-minute warning, but every once in a while, this big possession right here, you think you might only get the ball back one more time, and if the Passion score, then it's out of reach. You got to convert on this 4th and 5.
It will be a fourth down and 5, and you know what? Is this the game of fourth downs for Pittsburgh? Converting 3 here in the fourth quarter, crucial. 1 a touchdown, 2 to continue a drive, and now a fourth down that could give your offense back the football and a chance to seal a 5-0 start to this 2026 season. Pittsburgh's unblemished record on the line. DC's only lost to Pittsburgh earlier this year in DC. Pittsburgh hit a walk-off field goal in that one. This one a lot more offense. But can the defense be the headline here? 4th and 5 from the 39. Congiotti back to pass. Looks, throws over the middle. It's caught for the first down. And the drive continues. Gabriella Johnson on the reception at the 29.
Way to snag that. That was not the easiest catch. And Cagiotti, she gets some heat behind her passes. Watch this one. Right through the defense, right where only her receiver can catch it. Way to hang on there. At a second there, I thought she dropped it. But another huge 4th down conversion.
1st and 10 from the 31. Congiotti back to pass, will throw over the middle, and that one into some traffic. Harris in coverage, incomplete. Maybe the intended receiver on that one, hearing some footsteps in Sienna Britt.
Throughout the year, Harris still only 1 interception. I think last year she had 6. I couldn't remember. It was insane what she was doing at safety. So I know she wants another one here, and Dadza has 1. But I mean, an interception here would be huge. 3 takeaways for the Divas, none so far for the Passion. Not many games you lose when you win the turnover battle 3-0.
Congiotti will run herself, and she'll carry to the 25. Martz another tackle. 3rd down coming up for DC.
Man, how many big third and fourth downs we're going to have in this
my
game?
goodness.
Every single set of downs.
That was play 67 for DC tonight. 288 total yards. And now to the near side, being escorted out of bounds for Harmony Buckman, where we'll have another big fourth down coming up. Fourth down, DC. 3 minutes to go.
And Matt, I said if the DC Divas want to win this game, Gagliardi's going to have to throw it. She's thrown it 34 times in this game so far, and you got to think it's about to be number 35 right here.
Yeah, I think it's going to either be her slinging it or her running it. They're going to put it in their playmakers' hands.
She's a franchise quarterback. You live or die with Gagliardi, the things that she can do.
A conference MVP.
Two of the best teams, two of the best quarterbacks. It all could come down to this play right here.
Fourth down and 5. Empty set. Gagliardi looks, throws, and it is a back shoulder throw that's caught. Hauled in by Harmony Buckman. What a grab. And the drive continues. And the plot thickens.
And watch the patience here. She could just throw it to her on the flat. She tells her to keep going. I can hit you on that back shoulder. I am so surprised that she did not just throw it out on the flat. What a touch pass by Gagliardi right there. You can't teach that. She just has an arm that is unbelievable. I thought she was going to take the quick, easy 5 yards. She ends up getting 15.
2:25, the clock winds here in the fourth. Well, we have another lead change late here in the fourth quarter. Buckman falls on the carpet. Pittsburgh dives on it. Gagliardi, did she get back on it? Pittsburgh says they have it. Gagliardi ends up coming out of the pile with it. How in the world did Amanda Gagliardi get this football back?
Game-saving play by your own quarterback right there. You think you have it, but the strength of Gagliardi, she gets on top of it. And then, look, she's had to fight 2 or 3 passion players at the bottom of that pile, but she keeps a hold of that football. Game-saving play as we go into the 2-minute warning.
We go to the 2-minute warning. The theatrics, the history, the rivalry continues. 2 minutes to play in Pittsburgh. Passion lead at 29-26 in the game of the week.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
WFA Game of the Week, the sun sets here at Slippery Rock and on our Pittsburgh, D.C. rivalry renewed. Passion lead it by 3 alongside Damon McDermott. Matt Fargo bringing you this one, our JRM video production crew, the WFA Game of the Week on AWSN.
It's lived up to the hype, I'll tell you that.
Oh my goodness, worth the price of admission and worth you watching at home. 2nd and 15. For DC, Gagliardi looks right, throws that way into the end zone, caught for the touchdown. DC's back in front. Navia Howe And the Divas have just retaken the lead late in the fourth. 18 yards on the pass and catch.
Matt, all the great wide receiver quarterback duos we've seen in this league, but these two are having such a special season. Anytime she sees one-on-one coverage, Howe makes a play right there, her 8th touchdown of the year. It is unbelievable. As soon as they get in the red zone, you know they're going her way, but you cannot contain her. What a throw, what a catch by the Divas, and a super important extra point to go up by 4. So then the Passion have to score a touchdown with 1:53 left in this game.
Here it is. They missed one earlier. Fernandez. Snap, hold, kick. Good. It'll be a necessary touchdown. Field goal will not cut it for Pittsburgh with 1:53 to play. DC 33, Pittsburgh 29. What a football game. And I said it a few times, the roller coaster of emotions. Pittsburgh dominating this game in the first quarter, running wild over DC. Then the Divas find their footing, and Amanda Congialdi starts dialing up these passes.
She's thrown 40 passes in this game. Howe has 2 touchdown catches. She has 3 rushing touchdowns, Congialdi does, so that's 5 touchdowns. All 5 have become from Congialdi's arm or legs.
Only for Pittsburgh to go down 2 scores, battle back to take the lead by 3, and now find themselves trailing by 4, 33-29 with just 1:53 seconds to go.
And we're missing our star sideline reporter, Susie Cole, so I was trying to keep an eye on Napo. Shoulder pads are off. Went and met with her parents. Looks like she's going to be out the rest of this game, so now you have to try to score with less than 2 minutes without your star running back. So it's going to be a lot on Chavez to try to make something happen or get a humongous return here from your special teams unit.
It's Chavez, Meister, and Harris back deep to return for Pittsburgh, and they're going to squib it. And it's going to take a left-hand bounce. Oh, they decided to pick it up, and across the 35, they only lose a couple yards. They would have gotten it at the 40-yard line had that one actually gone out of bounds. But Rupner on the return for Pittsburgh, and now it's the Makai Chavez show. Back offensively for the Passion. Passion do have all 3 timeouts in their pocket.
And the biggest thing here, Matt, like you just said, 3 timeouts. You do not have to rush.
Paladin in at tailback. And she gets the call. Sarah navigates forward and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to use that first timeout.
And Pittsburgh going to quickly call that timeout. Yes, they are with the minute 40.
And I don't mind that because you get a big gain there. You probably go no huddle, but right there you only get a yard. So why not use one of your timeouts? And you pretty much hear in the huddle, Matt, you're going to talk probably 3 timeout. Did they use the timeout?
Yes.
But they're just going to stay. They're not going to go to the sideline,
Right.
So they just wanted to use it to stop the clock. Got to think Chavez has at least 2 plays ready to be called no matter what happens after this down.
Well, the coaches for DC's out there, out of the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you can use the full.
It's not head coach Alyssa Marful. Second down and 10 for Pittsburgh. High snap, handled, rolling. Chavez escapes one, zips it over, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DC. Another Diva turnover. The Divas, Kenya Davis takes it away from Pittsburgh.
Right here, you'll see on the rollout, good job to lose one defender, but Davis is just waiting for that ball to be thrown. That is the fourth turnover for the Passion. It's always going to be tough to win a game when you lose the turnover battle 4-0. Got to give props to the secondary of the Divas in this game. They've made the passing attack really difficult for the Passion in this game. Passion still have 2 timeouts. So Caggialdi, they would probably want to get 1 first down here, even though they don't have to.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has 2 timeouts left.
She might just knee it off of this snap. Or just hand it off to Sims and tell her to fall forward.
And it's going to be Sims. And she'll get 2, and Pittsburgh will not call a timeout here, so now they will. And all of the hype around these two, they just go back and forth. DC won that last meeting last year in the playoffs. Then Pittsburgh walks them off on their home turf earlier this season. And then they come up to Pittsburgh and are in great shape of handing Pittsburgh their first loss of the season. And from a Massey's rating standpoint, if this score holds, DC will be in first place because Pittsburgh won by 3. DC would win by 4. And with 1 game left for both of these teams, I don't know if there's enough ground for Pittsburgh to jump them again. That could mean Pittsburgh, DC, if it is a 3rd time, could be in our nation's capital. Low snap, Sims gets the carry. Back to the line of scrimmage. Another timeout for Pittsburgh. So 1:09 to play. So 1 more carry, 40 seconds run off. So going to get it around 40 seconds if you punt the football away. Pittsburgh hoping for a little bit of a miracle.
And Matt, the play that nobody might see because it won't be on the box score, but the fumble recovered by Caggialdi.
Yes.
Literally saved the game.
Yep.
Because then you end up scoring a touchdown on that driver. It's pretty much over. And again, give props to the Passion defense. I know they ended up giving up 33 points, but 4 turnovers. Here's the last turnover by Chavez. Again, had to evade the rush and has to get that ball off. And a really nice play again by the Divas. And that the secondary by the Divas, to me, we can give them all player of the game because forcing 4 interceptions on any team, especially how dangerous this Passion team is, that's what won them the game. If we don't see something crazy happen here, they're going to have to run 1 more play, like you said. Then if they punt the football, they're at least going to have to punt it away. There's probably going to be about 18 to 22 seconds on the clock. I would think they just kick it out of bounds and not let Harris get the ball, but first, if they could just run a play and get a first down, that's what they would like. But again, the biggest message here for Caggialdi, for Sims, is going to be ball security.
That's got to be the key. 3rd down and 9. Britt is in motion. It'll be Caggialdi keeping and going right down at the line of scrimmage. And that clock will begin to wind. 4th down for DC.
If I'm DC, I take the penalty here and get it down to 23 seconds and then punt the football.
Or use one of their timeouts. They got 2 of those available. Unless they want a little bit of breathing room for the punt.
Well, remember, the last time they punted around this field position, they pinned down the Passion at the 8-yard line.
Well, this is where you know, if they decide to punt here, which that's also a question. But with 1 second, DC will take a timeout. I think there's a couple more seconds ran off the clock.
Yeah,
there.
it looks like the refs are going to look at that. I said 18 to 22. I was pretty close.
Yep.
21 seconds on the clock. They might bump it back up to 23 or 24 if I had to guess.
Yeah, 23 seconds. Again, some technical difficulties in the scoreboard room here at Slippery Rock. That is not the correct time, so 23 seconds. We'll keep you updated on that. 4th and 9 coming up. Punt unit is out for DC. And this is where this is your best punt block. Obviously, you got full protect out there for DC, so you're hoping for, the reality is, they call it special teams, a third of the game. None of this is gimme in terms of snap, hold, punt. All of that stuff can go haywire at any moment.
How many times have you seen a bad snap over the head of a punter or maybe even a fumble? So, again, all this is huge, and I would say you're trying to kick this out of bounds. Do not want to give Harris a chance here.
Chavez Meister is also out there. Fernandez to punt. It will be Chavez Meister fielding and immediately decked
really
at
great
the 25-yard line. Yes. 20 seconds to go. No timeouts.
If there's anybody that can pull it off, though, it's Marcelina Chavez. You give her any type of open space, you could see her run for 70 yards.
Pittsburgh defense did what they needed to do, which was give Pittsburgh a shot. Clock will stop on first downs. As the offense out onto the field. DC looks like they're playing straight up defensively, not in a prevent defense right now. Chavez from the pistol. Back to pass. Will throw. Tried to go hook and lateral maybe. And they go incomplete.
I think you're right on that, and it almost worked.
Yeah, I think that was the theory there, but it works as an incomplete pass. 12 seconds to go. Yes, because if Meister catches that and she's tackled, the game's over. Clock runs out.
Might have one more design play here to get you 10, 15 yards. I'm really interested to see. You might even see some kind of double reverse or maybe Chavez even pitching it to somebody and then going downfield. You have no idea what they might go with here.
Tunnel screen, something to get some blockers out in front of you.
Anyway, you can maybe distract the DC defense and let Chavez get an open field.
And here comes delay of game.
We're lucky here there's not a 10-second runoff.
No, well, his clock was stopped.
Okay.
That's the only reason why there wasn't.
Well, what's the difference between a 75-yard touchdown and an 83-yard touchdown? Both of them are, obviously, you're asking a lot here, but still have a chance here for the Passion. Still seems to be some confusion here, but Chavez finally set.
And Chavez empty set. Pressured. Will roll and be tackled down at the 11, and the clock will wind and run out, and DC will return the favor in the rivalry here tonight in Pittsburgh. 33-29, the Divas come to Pittsburgh and hand the Passion their first loss of the season. And this is why the rivalry is so good, because the parity is that good.
Two of the best teams in the league. In my opinion, the two best teams in the league. You never know what you're going to get out of this game. DC Divas end up getting 4 turnovers. Passion fight to the very end, Matt. Just wasn't enough at the end. That huge touchdown drive by Cagialdi to Howe to end this one. What an effort by both teams as we go through some of our highlights. But Cagialdi, what a day in the office she had. She had 3 rushing touchdowns. She had 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, had a fumble but recovered her own fumble, so she didn't have to worry about that one either. And that woman right there, Navia Howe, you don't know about her yet, you know about her now. What a receiver the DC Divas have.
DC goes to 4-1. Pittsburgh falls to 4-1. And why do I feel like this episode of DC Pittsburgh will not be the last? We will see these two teams in the WFA, as the WFA Game of the Week turned out to be just that, a thriller again. But this time, DC gets the best of Pittsburgh 33-29. For our director, Matt Stanziola, producer, Gino Bonity, Jack Madison, Todd in the truck, and our entire JRM video production crew. For Damon McDermott, Nate Marco up here in the booth, Matt Fargo saying thanks so much for watching this presentation of the WFA Game of the Week and Pittsburgh Passion Football. We'll talk to you next week when we welcome Cincinnati right back here to Slippery Rock University. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, Pittsburgh.